to really go the distance and take the lead in the end. He finished with a season high, a Flyers career high, 32 points, and that was a huge boost for Coach Kapoulis' side with him returning from injury.
Oh, massive. You know, you could just tell he looked like a player that had been on the sideline for 4 or 5 weeks. He'd watched enough of basketball. He wanted to be out there and contribute, coming back for his second season, and yeah, he just went off, didn't he? I mean, some of the highlights he had, those sort of pull-up jumpers, just sort of being freed up a little bit on the point guard position as well, able to attack the basket, scoring in all different ways. So yeah, he looked like he was been frustrated and just couldn't wait to get out there and play some basketball. Yeah,
it's certainly a confidence-boosting win. It means the Flyers are coming into today's game off the back of 2 straight wins in the SLB regular season. Let's talk about today's opponents, Basket Brno. Of course, they play in the Czech ENBL, currently 4th in the league, domestic record 8 wins and 5 losses on the season. Just 2 ENBL games played so far for them, so they'll certainly be wanting to pick up some wins and really push in on the top 4 in Group B.
Yeah, a good start to the season for them. So yeah, they're just sort of getting into their ENBL scene. This is their 3rd game coming into it, win and a loss. So you know they'll be interested to see how they'll match up against the SLB and the Bristol Flyers, who played a few more games in this league. So, but yeah, very talented team, very tall team. So again, it's not going to be an easy game for the Bristol Flyers on the road.
Well, let's talk you through today's team news for Basket Brno. They are led by head coach Martin Vanek. Ones to watch for them include number 11, Richard Balint, the Czech international, 21 points in the win over Kayla Coolbet. He really pulls the strings for them in that guard position. New addition to the team, Jordan Brown, had a massive game, 24 points, 12 rebounds in that win over Kayla Coolbet. And a familiar face to British Basketball League fans, Ethan Chagwar in the roster for Basket Brno. A lot of fans will remember him from his time with Cheshire Phoenix last season, and he was a key part of the team that lifted the British Basketball League trophy.
Yeah, exactly. A key component of that team. Had a great game against the Flyers last season as well. Tall guy, very versatile, can get hot, can shoot the ball really well. So we're seeing more and more bigs being able to shoot the basketball. But yeah, like I said, a very tall team, very physical team, very talented team. So yeah, Bristol Flyers will need to kind of do their homework going into today's game, but they'll know all about that player as well from last season. So that'll obviously help having seen him up close and personal a few games last year.
Let's talk you through today's team news for the Bristol Flyers, who are led by Coach Kapoulis in the team's 20th anniversary season. Of course, Keely Johnson back into the roster. That was a huge boost. We mentioned that at the top of the programme. Pasquale Landolfi is the only injured player. Corey Hill hasn't travelled with the squad today. There's a look at the starting 5 for Coach Kapoulis' side. And apart from that, Gareth, very much a full-strength Bristol Flyers team coming in today.
Yeah, it's great. We just talked about the run-up to Christmas, Joel, and that's what Coach Kapoulis wants is, you know, bodies that have been rested over the break, keen to get back at it. So yeah, of course, having your full complement of players, minus Pasquale, of course, where I'm sure he would love to be. He's out there, isn't he, Joel?
Yeah,
he's there. But yeah, I think Coach Kapoulis will be happy, and all you can have is have your team fit and healthy and give it your best shot, and that's kind of what Coach Kapoulis has got right now.
Of course, the big news over the international break was the departure of Trey Tennyson, and I think that was some news that caught a lot of fans by surprise. I don't think many fans were expecting to see that, Gareth.
Yeah, it was a little bit of a surprise. You know, I think Tennyson offensively, probably arguably, if not the best shooter Bristol Flyers have had, in my opinion. Absolutely, you know, electric from outside, could score in a hurry. But I think, you know, it just kind of shows different styles of basketball and how it can be adapted and how people perceive it. Coach Kapoulis is very much a defensive-orientated coach, and probably felt that he wanted more, you know, protection around the perimeter, and was willing to sort of sacrifice that shooting ability, and obviously bringing a player who can play, is a legitimate point guard, can play some perimeter defense. So yeah, it is a bit of a surprise when you see, you know, your leading scorer for many games sort of being traded, but you have to stick to your principles, and Coach Kapoulis felt that that was a change that he wanted to make.
Yeah, of course, they did bring in Elaine Lewis. We saw him make his debut at the weekend against the Surrey 89ers. He finished with a very strong performance in the end for him on a debut. You can start to see signs of the player that he could really become for this Bristol Flyers team.
Yeah, exactly. You know, it's going to take a sort of number of games to get him up to speed. But this competition, the ENBL competition, should be good. So he got a little bit of European experience as well. Played in Spain a little bit beginning of the season. So coming in with plenty of experience and yeah, just the component I think Coach Kapoulis wanted that he feels will take his team onto the next level.
Yeah. Well, final thoughts ahead of you from ahead of this game. How do you see this game playing out today? Important for Bristol to come out with a strong start here today.
Yeah, important on the road, full of confidence with the big win over Surrey. A little bit unusual playing sort of early in the morning. That'll sort of take a little bit of adjusting to. So. But yeah, we're just looking for another great game. The European competitions have been great so far for the Bristol Flyers. We've been entertained to some fantastic games, and just hope that Bristol Flyers get the W today and put up another good performance. Great stuff. Thanks, Gareth. Well, we are all set for tip-off. It's an early tip-off in the European North Basketball League as Bristol Flyers take on Basket Brno, and tip-off is coming up next.
Today, we celebrate a milestone moment for Bristol Flyers. As we all look back on an incredible 20 seasons, we are thrilled to announce a new chapter in the journey, both for the Flyers and for us at WOB Competitions.
From the very beginning, I had the privilege of guiding the team through every division, the top flight, and now European competition. We faced challenges, celebrated victories, and built a legacy that we're incredibly proud of. As we step into the new era of Super League basketball, we're very excited for the future. The next 20 years promise even greater moments, and we're ready for the challenge.
I'm delighted to announce WOB Competitions as the new principal partner to the Bristol Flyers. This partnership aligns with our commitment to celebrate both excellence and ambition. Our competitions give you the chance to win exclusive experiences at some of the UK's most iconic venues.
We're proud to share our ambitions with a company that mirrors our growth and aspirations.
Together, with Bristol Flyers, we look forward to an exciting future, filled with unforgettable moments and continued success.
No one goes further than ATPI to get our customers and understand what you need. We know that different people, in different roles, in different industries, need different things. And you want a specialist to deliver what really matters. We know the way your business works and what you need to get the job done. We're on call at any time, getting your teams almost anywhere. When the trip goes from A to B to Z, we make it hassle-free. At ATPI, our purpose is clear. Through our group of specialist businesses, ATPI Corporate Travel, Marine Travel and Energy Travel, Mining Travel, Events, Sports Travel, and Direct ATPI, we will deliver what really matters to you and your organisation. ATPI, delivering what really matters.
Welcome back to Flyers TV, powered by ATPI. We're all set for tip-off. Gareth and I have moved into commentary position. And Gareth, as you mentioned before, before the game had started, early tip-off here in the Czech Republic. Interesting to see how both teams adjust to that early tip-off time.
Yeah, I believe the early tip time was to get more people in to watch the game. There's some incentives for schools, I believe. So, yeah, if they can get a packed-out stadium there, that's always going to be a bonus for both teams to get a bit of an atmosphere on there. So, yeah, it just takes a little bit of adjusting to. Normally playing games sort of after 5 o'clock, 7:30, that sort of time. So, a little bit of adjustment there, but I'm sure once they get on the floor, it'll be business as normal.
Of course, we spoke in the build-up about the. We talked through the two rosters. This is a very large Brno team in terms of height. They're very physical. What kind of matchups are you really looking forward to seeing out there this afternoon?
Yeah, well, you've got Demond Robinson will have his work cut out. I was just looking through the roster here at Brno, and they've got 6'11", 7 feet, and 6'9". So. A lot of height there, so you're going to have a slight adjustment there. Bristol Flyers sort of 6'8", 6'7" inside there, so that'll be rebounding will be a key part of the Flyers strategy, as it normally is, because Brno will look to push the ball, get out and run, and get their guards in transition. And
they've got bigs that can shoot the ball as well. I mean, it's sort of pick your poison really with this Brno team. We've all seen the likes of Ethan Jaguar in the British Basketball League last season, exactly what he can do out there on the floor, how much space he can create with his shooting.
Yeah, exactly. But I think in Demond Robinson, we have an answer to that as well. He's a big, probably a little bit smaller than Jaguar at 6'8", but he's another guy that can step out and shoot the basketball. So you've got really mobile bigs playing the game. So I don't think they'll have much of an advantage with that, because they both play in a similar type of way.
Well, you can see the Flyers 5 out there taking the court. There's Elaine Lewis coming off the bench. He, of course, was the Flyers' newest addition, made his debut in the win over the Surrey 89ers at the weekend. The Flyers 5 have just taken the court now, as it is Keely Johnson, Jared Sherfield, alongside captain Raf Thomas Edwards, Kendall Lewis and Demond Robinson playing in the middle. And Gareth, important for Bristol to get off to a hot start in this one. And it's the starts to games have proven that they've been tricky for Bristol Flyers. Sometimes we've seen them come out all guns blazing, and other times it's sort of been more lackadaisical, so to say.
Yeah, you could say a little bit streaky from time to time. But one thing we do know about the Bristol Flyers, they're incredibly resilient. They do get themselves in some fairly big holes, but do have the capability of getting out of it pretty often and making a competitive game of it. So consistency, we talked about that consistency last time round, and Bristol Flyers and Coach Kapulis will like to see that. Just try and not get themselves in such a hole, and just try and maintain that level for as long as they can.
Well, Brno with the first possession of the game. Brown looking inside. It's a great post-up move. And Jaguar puts it in for 2. Yeah,
Jaguar got really good position underneath the basket there, just over Raf, and put the first 2 away. So good start for them on their home court.
Here's Robinson. Lewis is open inside. It's going to be an offensive foul. And the ball will be turned over back to the Basket Brno. There's that first field goal from Ethan Jaguar. Polpen finds Jaguar, now top to Brown. Moose still going downhill. Raf Thomas Edwards just rips it away. Great defense by the Flyers captain.
Yeah, and that's something. It's great to see Raf Thomas Edwards really finding his rhythm at the moment. Again, had a good performance against Surrey at the weekend. That physical presence, just freed up, good scoring ability.
And then right on cue, knocking down the baseline 3. And he has come to play today.
It's going to be a massive boast for Coach Kapulis to have an informed, confident Raf Thomas Edwards. Puts in so much effort off the court, and it's good to see that confidence translating onto the court and being as effective as we know he can be for the Flyers.
Well, Richard Balint with the quick score at the other end. We are have a 1-point game. Here's Robinson, top of the elbow. He knocks down a mid-range 2. And we spoke about Ethan Jaguar's perimeter shooting. Demond Robinson, also a guy that can stretch the floor at the 5-man spot.
He certainly can, Joel. Very, very good shooter from beyond the arc. Just adding that, that addition. That's just kind of how the game's developing now. You've got big stepping out, guards posting up.
And Ethan Jaguar puts it in once again. And he has 4 first quarter points so far. Thomas Edwards backing down Musil, off the glass, can't get it to go. Rebound secured by Brown. Oh, it's stolen away. Jared Sherfield going coast to coast. He blows the layup, but a foul is called. And that will send Jared Sherfield to the line to shoot 2.
Yeah, great awareness from Sherfield. Outstanding defender. Just able to read that one, pick it off, attack the bucket. Got a bit of contact on the way through.
And it will send Sherfield to the line to shoot 2. Of course, second-year pro. Played out in Slovakia last season. He's averaging 10 points and 4 rebounds a game in the European North Basketball League this season. And he's been certainly been a great addition to Coach Kapoulas' side in these first 2 months of the campaign.
Yeah, just looks a really good sort of team player, doesn't he? Gives it to you both ends of the floor, can shoot the ball, play some great defense. Normally you'll see him matching up against the opposition's best scorer. Really competitive for the Flyers.
Polpat looking inside for Chagwar, and it's stolen away by Kendall Lewis. Flyers with a couple of back-to-back stops on the defensive end. Thomas Edwards hands off to Keedy Johnson. Sherfield. Shot clock is at 12. Kendall Lewis with a corner 3 ball. He can't get it to go. Rebound is secured by Brown. Polpan. Now for Chagwar. Again, it's turned over by Brno. Flyers can push. Johnson, Euro step, reverse layup. It's going to be an offensive foul called on Keedy Johnson for the hook, says the referee.
It looked like he said, I think the referee called an elbow, I think. If he used, sort of gestured with his arm. Or they just used that to push off, perhaps.
We'll go the other way towards Basket Brno.
It's a shame. It's good defensive effort from Lewis, though, getting the steal. That's a couple of passes they're able to pick off.
Of course, Brno 1-1 in the European North Basketball League this season. Just their 3rd ENBL game of the campaign so far. So still plenty of opportunities for them to work their way up those Group B standings, and of course with the top 4 advancing out of Group B, you're sort of starting to see which teams are going to be up there in that race for the playoffs.
It does seem a very competitive league. So there's 4 or 5 teams up there. They're all yet to play each other, really, and see who can progress to that next phase of the competition.
Here's Brown backing down Robinson. Turn around, nowhere to go. Off the glass, he can't finish. Rebound by Damon Robinson, and it's going to be a foul called against Chagwar, I believe. See him just reaching in there. Bit of full court pressure now being shown by the hosts.
Yeah, Bruno, they do tend to mix it up from man to man. They play some zone press, and they'll also sit back in the zone. So coach likes to mix things up defensively.
Here's Johnson. He's got the big man on it. Likes this matchup. Keedy Johnson pulls up for 3. He can't get it to drop. And Flyers are cold from the 3-point line to start this game.
Just stepped out of bounds there. Bristol ball.
Well, it's going to be Kendall Lewis to get us back underway from the sideline. Johnson finds Lewis. Thomas Edwards hands off to Johnson. Oh, it's stolen away, and it comes off the foot of a Brno player. So we'll stay with the Flyers, and the shot clock is reset to 14 seconds. See it there on the replay, just bobbled off the foot.
And Polpan, the guard here for Brno, just in this competition, averaging 9.5 assists a game in this competition. So he's a guy who likes to distribute the ball.
Well, Johnson gets fouled going to the basket, and he'll go to the line to shoot 2. A couple of early trips to the line for Bristol. And that's one thing this Bristol Flyers team does well. They've got players, you look at players like Keedy Johnson, like Evan Walsh coming off the bench, and multiple players that can go downhill and draw contact and earn trips at the charity stripe.
Yeah, that's right, Joel. They puts defenses under an awful lot of pressure as well. We've got players that are willing to go hard, attack the basket, and no one does it better than this man on the floor right now. Saw that the weekend, Keedy Johnson, but also mixing up with a few pull-ups as well. And I kind of feel like that's sort of developed in his game. I haven't seen that. Normally when he goes, he tends to go all the way to the basket, but just pulling up and really effective on those pull-up jumpers.
He had 32.7 rebounds in that win, a 4-point win over Surrey at the weekend. And a pair of back-to-back free throws in this one to get his first points of the game. Here's Brno with the offense. Jaguar comes to set the screen. Three-pointer on the way, can't get it to go. Ball bobbles out. Offensive rebound for Brno. Shot clock reset to 14. Polpan looking inside for Brown. Going to work, fakes it, puts it up, puts it in. And that is a great post move from Jordan Brown.
Yeah, and the build-up to that, Joel, really good ball movement, a lot of patience there for Brno. And Brown with some fancy footwork and some great moves to get a basket. Lovely play from the Czech team.
Sherfield inside, he can't get the hook to go. Offensive rebound by Lewis, and he finishes off the glass. And Gareth, that's one thing we've seen with Bristol Flyers over the years. They crash the offensive boards, they get second chance points, and Kendall Lewis is a guy that can really crash the glass.
He's so athletic, Joel, such that ability to get up there. But yeah, just carrying on that vein of all that kind of philosophy of crashing the boards, giving themselves second chance opportunities.
Well, Brown couldn't finish on the second chance. It's a third chance opportunity for Mate Dana. And he brings Brno back to within one. Johnson. Top to Damon Robinson. He's open for three. Ball bobbles in and out. Rebound chased down by Brno. Here's Jaguar playing point guard. Takes the handoff. Keedy Johnson almost comes away with the steal. Polpan now kicks it out. Dana pulls up from the free throw line. He can't get it to go. Rebound Thomas Edwards. Johnson going downhill. It's going to be a foul called. And again, Keedy Johnson drawing that defender.
Yeah, again, Joel just putting a lot of pressure on the defender when you're attacking. Getting that contact. And Brno pick up another foul. That's their fourth of the quarter. 3 minutes 45 to go in the first quarter.
A very low scoring quarter so far. Early tip-off out in Czechia. Flyers leading this one by one early on. Here's Lewis into the game for the first time. Finds Kendall Lewis on the wing. Now Earn McCormack posting up inside. McCormack, he will go to the free throw line. And again, Bristol Flyers have it's a very physical game early on in these first few exchanges, and Owen McCormack that time does well to draw the contact.
Yeah, that's a smart play from McCormack there. You know, the guy that's guarding him got a size advantage over him, able to back him down. Gets the contact on the way to the basket. A smart play, good little two-man game there from the Bristol Flyers.
Well, McCormack had made some huge plays down the stretch in that win over Surrey at the weekend. He, of course, knocked down some big threes, but more importantly, took that late charge on a basket that would have given Surrey the lead, and ultimately that won the game for the Flyers.
Yeah, and it's those sort of plays that win games. Ultimately, look at the score. You know, it's not that won't get highlighted in the stats, but a play like that essentially won the game for the Flyers. Putting your body on the line and just having that recognition to step in front, take a charge.
Brown inside, gets the hook shot to go. That was a great move inside, and already we can see just what Jordan Brown is capable of out there.
Yeah, this game so far is certainly a game for the bigs, isn't it? Getting the ball inside, bigs are going to work.
Lewis finds McCormack, he hands off to Walsh. Skip pass back to Elaine Lewis. Shot clock down to 6. Lewis has to go to work. Nice pass inside. And Owen McCormack says, thank you very much.
That's a lovely pass. Could have taken the jumper himself. Just a little pass over the top for McCormack. Led him to the basket, put it home.
3-pointer at the other end by Simon Svoboda. And just all of a sudden, this game has picked up in pace here. Walsh going one-on-one. Skip pass out to Sherfield, and he ends up just turning it over.
And that is one thing when you do attack the basket. Sometimes you're going at such pace, you don't leave yourself many options if you get cut off. And I just saw there, just getting cut off there and chucking the ball out of bounds.
2.5 minutes to go in the first quarter. Brno on top by 1. Brown looking to go to work on McCormack. Nice move, it's blocked, but a foul is called. And that'll send Jordan Brown to the line, and it was good defense from McCormack up until that last final moment, and then it will send Brown to the free throw line.
I thought there was a big foul before that. He sort of just pushed him off Brown before he went on the drive. He sort of had both hands on him, so I kind of felt that there might have been a call there. But kind of depends which way you look at it, really. You probably would have preferred him to have called that one than the one going to the basket where he's finding himself on the free throw line.
Well, you can see Owen McCormack just at the bottom of your screen on that wide shot, just sort of speaking to the ref, asking if it was a foul on the floor, I believe. And
yeah,
it is a shooting foul, says the referee, so that will send Brown to the line to shoot 2. Of course, Jordan Brown, 6'11" out of the University of Memphis. Had that big double-double in the win away to Kayla Coolbet in the ENBL. 24 points and 12 rebounds, and has certainly started this game strong for the hosts. Here's Johnson, top to Walsh. Leslie Smith into the game for the first time. Back to Walsh. He fires up for 3, and the triple is way off the mark. And that'll trickle out of play for a Brno basketball. Under 2 minutes to go in the first. Here's Krivonek. Screen comes from Brown. Krivonek pulls up from mid-range 2, can't get it to go. And it will go back to Bristol Flyers. What was a very slow scoring game to start with has just sort of picked up in pace over the last few possessions. And we spoke about it in the build-up, Gareth, at how big this Brno team is. And it certainly has shown that in the pace so far.
Yeah, both teams are well matched so far. We've seen so far in this opening 9 minutes or so.
Walsh turning the corner, he goes downhill into a double team. Nice dish off to Leslie Smith. Back into the hands of Walsh. Almost turns it over. And it's last touch by Brno. So Bristol Flyers will take possession here, but there's 1 second on the shot clock. They have to get a shot off quick here. Elaine Lewis with the inbound. For the lob for Leslie Smith, the turnaround jumper is no good. The shot clock expires, and Krivonek comes away with the rebound. Here's Krivonek, coast to coast, lefty layup is good, and the lane just opened up for him in transition.
Yeah, there was no help side defense there at all. Joel, just simple layup straight down the middle, put away with the left. I want to try and sort of make those competitive. I don't really want to give away any sort of easy layups like that.
Smith, skip pass, McCormack fakes the 3. Evan Walsh also fakes the 3, drives inside. That's a beautiful move. And Evan Walsh doing what he does best with a soft finger roll finish.
Yeah, good move from Evan Walsh. Not quite gone to plan offensively for him in this game so far, but that just shows his mentality. Just keeps on going, attacking the basket, doing what he does.
Chance of Flyers to tie the game, and Keely Johnson does so with the elbow jumper. And we are tied up at 18 points apiece. Oh, nice pass inside. It's going to be a foul called. And Jaguar not happy with the foul there. You can see just threw the ball down in frustration after that.
Yeah, McCormack kind of very aware of what he did there with the hack. But stopped a short 2-point layup. Put the Brno player on the line to earn his 2.
And we've seen that a lot in the European North Basketball League this season, particularly in the games at home. We've seen at the Wise campus, teams will often do that professional foul to stop transition basketball, and of course, if it's going for the basketball, it's very much a legal play, and for a lot of teams, it allows the side to get back and play a full, 5-on-5 defensive possession.
Yeah, certainly notice in transition that they use their bodies to the foul. They kind of keep their hands out of it, and they use like chest or their hip to cause the foul, so it's not an aggressive action by your hand, and it does slow the play down, and it's just a common foul. So it's just sort of utilising the rules a little bit to the best there. So yeah, we've certainly seen that more in this ENBL competition we do in the SLB.
If you just joined us, it is an early tip-off in Bristol this morning, but it is 18 points apiece with last possession of the first quarter to come. It's been a very evenly balanced game so far. I mean, not too much to separate the sides early on. Very suited to the bigs inside as well. Yeah,
we've seen a lot of action for the big fellas inside. Some good post-up play. So yeah, not too much in the way of perimeter shots, but that'll come for sure as the game goes on. But a good battle of the bigs inside.
Well, Ethan Jaguar able to knock down the first free throw. Averaged 11 points, 5 rebounds a game for Cheshire Phoenix. Of course, part of that team that won the British Basketball League trophy last season, and then moved on to Basket Brno. He's now playing in the European North Basketball League.
So that foul must have been called unsportsmanlike then. There was no lineup.
Baskets and possession. So
yeah, missed that call.
Yeah, there must have been an unsportsmanlike foul called in there. We lost possession for Brno though. Jaguar. Hands off to Balint. Guarded by Lewis. Balint to the basket. Lefty layup. Can't finish. Leslie Smith with a Hail Mary pass. The quarterback to Evan Walsh, who just couldn't quite get the touchdown in the end. But that will do it for the end of a back and forth first quarter. Basket Brno with a 1-point lead, and how frustrating is that, Gareth? Just that last finger roll finish just to trickle out of the rim there.
Frustrating. Great vision from Leslie. Big board, quarterback to the full end of the court. And Evan with a reasonable look at the bucket and able to get it to go. But that'd have been a nice finish to the quarter for Bristol.
And what have you made of the way this game's played out so far? Because it is gone back and forth. It was a 1-point game after the first 10 minutes or so. And you look down the sort of the stats of the game so far, very much evenly matched between the two teams so far. I guess bar Flyers from their 3-point field goal percentage.
Yeah, taken 50%. So they're 1 for 2 from the 3-point line. Sorry. They've taken 5. Sorry, apologies. Look at the stats are wrong around 2 for the Czech team. So, yeah, 20%. Want to improve that a little bit, getting that ball inside. But very well matched teams. So a lot of action inside for the bigs. Both teams look like to be rotating their squads as well. Bristol Flyers getting their bench into the game. Same with Brno as well. So both teams looking to get players in, get a bit of a feel for the game early on.
Here's a look at some of those key plays from the first quarter. Flyers are led by 4 points from Keedy Johnson, and then you've got Raf Thomas-Edwards with 3. You've got Owen McCormack with 3. Very balanced for Coach Kapoulis' side. Meanwhile, Brno, 5 points in the game for Ethan Jaguar. 5 points also for Jordan Brown. As you say, both their bigs getting it done early on.
Yeah, getting some good position inside, some good post-up moves from Brown. So yeah, so far a bit of a battle of bigs. Flyers unable to get much going from beyond the perimeter.
Now both teams getting set to retake the court. Must-win game for the Bristol Flyers if they want to keep their hopes of qualifying for the ENBL playoffs alive. See a couple of travelling Flyers fans there in the background. Portishead Ultras in the house with the flag as well. Great to see the fans making the journey over to Czechia on a Tuesday afternoon. Elaine Lewis. Screen comes from Smith. Bit of a zone defense from Brno, and Keely Johnson makes them pay from downtown.
Yeah, that's the way to bust open a zone, and Elaine, that point guard, able to read that play, that defensive set, fired, and Keely Johnson wide open. Be interested to see if Brno will carry on with that zone or whether they'll drop back. They probably saw the statistics from the Flyers not shooting the ball particularly well, opting to give them that shot. Keely Johnson knocking it down.
It's going to be a travel. Is it going to be a travel? It's going to be a foul, says the referee. And it's Svoboda who's able to draw the contact. So you just see how much of a battle it is down there inside this afternoon. Very physical game indeed so far. Krivonek to inbound. Jaguar puts it on the floor. He's short, chases down the offensive rebound and can't get it to go on the second chance opportunity. And his last touch by Svoboda for a Bristol Flyers ball.
Yeah, rebounds have been really important a few times now. Brno have got a few offensive boards. Jaguar unable to get that one to go, but just the threats there. Need to make sure they clean up those defensive boards.
2-point lead for the Flyers. Lewis. Hands off to Smith. He puts it on the floor. Now finds Walsh. Going downhill. It's blocked. Great defense by Brno and great hustle to keep the ball alive. Transition three is good for Richard Balint. He knocks it down.
And he's a danger man from outside. Pull up on transition. That's a shooter that's playing with confidence.
Smith. Comes back to Johnson. Screen comes from Smith. Johnson nowhere to go. Fires up another three, and why not? Heat check that time. Rebound secured by Brno. Krivonek inside, looking for Jaguar. It's going to be a foul on the floor, and it's going to be called against Leslie Smith.
Yeah, Leslie just getting caught the wrong side. Just see it there. Just trying to get round to steal the ball. Is it Brown? Got good possession there and able to the basket.
Svoboda from the baseline. Now Jaguar baseline three. He drains it and one. Ethan Jaguar will go to the line for a bonus.
And just seeing the range, that's a big play from out of bounds, very simple. Knocks it down, and it's Ramon, isn't it? Damon Robinson with the foul.
Let's put Brno on top as Jaguar will go to the line. That 23-point, 13 rebound game in their last ENBL game against Kayla Coolbet. For Flyers, they do travel to Estonia at the end of January. Before that, they host Dynamo Bucharest at the SGS College Arena. Here's Walsh. Johnson. Brno still in this zone defense. Walsh will fire up a three. He can't get it to go. And another open three missed for the Bristol Flyers. Jaguar. Balint back to Jaguar. Another three-pointer on the way. This time is good for Petr Krivonek. And timeout's been called by Coach Kapoulis and the Bristol Flyers because you feel that Basket Brno are just starting to create separation here.
Yeah, they feel like they're certainly looking on, Joel. They look like they're more in control. Flyers forcing a little bit. Brno going through their sets and getting those open looks. Good timeout from Coach Kapoulis just to reset it. But yeah, you just feel they're just forcing it. Quick offenses, forcing it. Nothing's going. Not making Brno play much defense, and they're coming down fully in control and getting some good looks and stretching this lead out to 8.
And the Flyers are getting good looks from three. I mean, you see the zone defense that Brno are playing at the moment. That last possession saw an Evan Walsh wide open three at the top of the three-point line. And I guess, you know, when the field goal percentage from deep is as cold as it is for Bristol Flyers right now, just 2 for 8 from downtown, Brno can afford to sag off a little bit in that zone defense.
Well, exactly. That's exactly what they're doing. The coach has essentially just said, okay, you know, we might give up some three-point opportunities, but until you start making a few, knocking a few down, we'll just stick to this game plan. and sort of shoot yourself out of the game. And that's exactly what sort of happened in that past sort of few minutes when they've switched to this zone defense.
Well, there's an 8-point lead for the hosts. Basket Brno, currently 4th in the Czech ENBL. 8 wins, 5 losses on the regular season. And they look to improve above 500 in the ENBL if they can win here this afternoon. Johnson. Finds Kendall Lewis, now here's Walsh. Damon Robinson, high-low play inside to Kendall Lewis. In comes a double team, kicks it out. Walsh, it's good defense by Brno. Evan Walsh can't finish. Rebound by Jaguar. And Jared Sherfield does well to knock it out of play in transition.
I like the offense there from Flyers, getting the ball inside, outside, got some good looks. Evan unable to get that layup to go. Been a little bit of a struggle for Evan offensively so far in this game, but once he gets going, he can certainly rack up some points in a hurry. He's still attacking the basket.
Nice pass inside to Jaguar, and it's blocked by Kendall Lewis. Brno still with possession here. Shot clock at 10. Krivonek can't get it to go from the free throw line. Rebound for the Flyers. Johnson, quick change in direction, puts it up, draws the foul, and he'll go back to the free throw line to shoot another pair of free throws.
They just saw a great transition there from Keedy Johnson. Brno unable to get scored, able to come back and set up in that zone. Obviously, it makes it more difficult if you score and then you're able to get back in and play, set up your zone defense in there. We saw Keedy almost break that zone single-handedly, just attacking the ball, pushing the ball, and able to attack the paint and get to his reward. The trip to the free throw line.
Now, Keedy Johnson, he averages 13 points and 6 assists for the Flyers in the European North Basketball League this season. Of course, back with his second year with the club, and a bit of a change in role for him, now moving into that full-time point guard position. And again, he's always having to adjust it once again with the addition of Elaine Lewis now.
Yeah, exactly. I think it gives Coach Kapoulis a good flexibility, bringing in Elaine now, who is sort of an out-and-out point guard, and then Keedy can kind of mix it up where he feels he can be most effective. Obviously for Flyers, he's one of the main scorers for Bristol, so they'll just take that responsibility off of him if Elaine is on the floor.
Polpan. It's great hustle as Musil puts it on the floor, and the shot clock expires, and that is a great defensive possession for Coach Kapoulis' side. They played full court pressure, they trapped up the half court and then forced a 24-second violation. Johnson brings it up over the timeline.
So Brno switch back to a man.
Kendall Lewis now finds Sherfield. Thomas Edwards calling for it inside, ends up with it. Backing down, Raf Thomas Edwards muscles his way to the basket, can't get the finish to go. And here come Brno the other way. Jaguar, nice pass. They can't finish in transition. End-to-end stuff at the moment, and it's going to be a foul called against Brno to stop the Flyers' fast break.
Brno, Poulin there thinking, Polpan, sorry, thought we got some contact, attacking the basket there. The Czech coach wants a little Brno coach there, just trying to get a bit of an explanation.
Well, just over 6 minutes to go in this first half. Brno led by 1 at the end of the first quarter, but have outscored the Flyers 10 points to 4 so far in the second. Johnson fires up a 3. And again, Flyers' three-point troubles continue in this first half. Brno pushing in transition, offensive foul. And Keedy Johnson, the right place at the right time. And again, that's something that Bristol Flyers have really missed with him being out injured, is that perimeter defense.
Yeah, it's almost a bit of a culture thing when you see one player prepared to put their body on the line. That certainly incentivises you as another player. So we've seen it. Evan Walsh is really good at taking those charges as well. So just sort of leading the way there, Keedy Johnson. So they're big plays. There was an open shot on the perimeter.
Johnson being guarded by Polpak. Finds Lewis. Sherfield puts it on the floor. Back to Keedy Johnson. Screen from Robinson. He's open inside. And the ball comes off the foot. See Coach Kapoulas just on the sideline just saying it needs to be an overhead pass, not a bounce pass.
Very long, aren't they? Brno, talk about their height. If their hands are active, it can be difficult to get those passes inside. Just have good patience, good ball perimeter. Try and overload the zone where you need to be. And then try and knock down your shots.
Thomas Edwards, he'll fire up another three, gets it to go. And through the Flyers' shooting troubles, Raf Thomas Edwards has knocked down his second three of the game. Now, timeout's been called by Brno as Bristol Flyers slowly begin to work their way back into this game. And now they're down by 4.
Yeah, it's a good little spell there from the Flyers. Bit more patience on the offense. And Raf there in the corner. So sort of overloading that zone, able to find a bit of space. That's a big shot from him. And just bring the deficit down to 4 now. 5 minutes 21 left to go in the first half.
Well, Raf Thomas Edwards now had 6 points in the first half. Keedy Johnson leads the way for the Flyers with 8. And then meanwhile, Basket Brno, they are led by Ethan Chagwa. 9 points and 6 rebounds so far in this first half. Just 11 minutes for him as well. So well on the way to a double-double right there.
I think that'll be a guaranteed double-double. Very important for Brno so far in this game.
And of course, if you are unfamiliar with the format of the European North Basketball League, it's 18 teams. Both teams were drawn into 2 9-team groups. Neither teams from the same country could be in the same group. So you see Bristol in Group B. Newcastle Eagles also from Great Britain in Group A. Of course, they also play later tonight. They are at home against Voluntari, putting their unbeaten record on the line. It's not been the same results for Bristol Flyers so far in their ENBL campaign. 0-4 in search of their first ENBL win of the season this afternoon. It's good defense by the Flyers. Brno get it up over the halfway line in the end. Oh, it's stolen by Lewis, and Flyers have numbers. And here's Keedy Johnson. It's great defense by Brno to get back in transition.
Yeah, both teams play great defense. They're very aggressive. Both teams looking to attack defensively. Hands in passing lanes, looking to push the ball.
Jordan Brown once again draws the foul. So he'll go to the line to shoot to. And you see Damon Robinson there off his feet. And that's an easy call for the referees to make whenever you leave your feet like that as a defender. Very easy to pick up that foul.
Yeah, nice shot fake from Brown. Robinson way off his feet. Almost lucky to come down safely there as well. He looked off balance a bit.
Jordan Brown gets his tally up to 6 points on that made free throw. Now, with 7 first half points to give Brno a 6-point lead. Here's Johnson. Past the midway point now in this second quarter. Lewis swings to Johnson. Thomas Edwards calling for it inside. Back to Kendall Lewis. Shot clock down to 5. And Kendall Lewis ends up throwing it out of bounds.
Just trying to force it a little bit too much inside. The inside, the bigs there didn't really have particularly good position, I didn't feel. Bit of a risky pass over the top. And it just goes out of bounds for Brno to pick it up and start their offense.
Flyers with this trap defense once again. Get it up and pass this time. Ball into Strannell. Now finds Brown at top of the key, knocks it down.
Brown, plenty of room there. He's at the top of the key, knocking down that 10-footer.
The Brno lead is out to 8, which is their biggest lead of the game so far. Johnson twists and turns. Looking inside for Damon Robinson, puts it in. The basket is waved off. Foul on the floor, says the referee. going to be Flyers to inbound from the baseline. It's the third team foul against Brno. Just over 4 minutes to go in the half. Ball into Kendall Lewis, finds Sherfield. Robinson calling for it at the top of the three-point line. He fakes the handoff with Thomas Edwards. Now back to Johnson. Under 4 minutes to go. Thomas Edwards, another three. And after making 2 threes in the game, Raf Thomas Edwards with an air ball. A bit of a heat check for him that time.
Yeah, a couple of air balls so far. Not a bad shot. Raf's been knocking them down so far in this game, so certainly got the green light to shoot it. But good defense though from Brno, forcing. Oh, that looked like an elbow there.
Oh, it's stolen by the Flyers, and Kendall Lewis. Good hands. Johnson, he's open, takes the three, and again can't capitalise. And the Flyers' three-point shooting ice cold in this first half. Now 3 for 13 as a team. They found some success out of this full court pressure in the last few possessions, the Flyers.
Absolutely right, Joel. Putting a lot of pressure on that trap. The ball sort of getting that in that second phase, trapping hard.
Krivonek with a step back, looking inside for Brown, guarded by Robinson. Has to shoot with the shot clock winding down. And it'll be a shot clock violation. And Flyers with the ball. Johnson. Not loose. It's going to be a foul on the entry pass. That'll be Brno's 5th team foul of this second quarter. So Damon Robinson will earn himself a trip to the free throw line. It's been a strong start to his professional career with the Bristol Flyers, not just in the European North Basketball League, also the SLB. He had 19 points in the Flyers ENBL opener against the Bakken Bears. He's flirting with a double-double in that game against Legia Warsaw as well. And he knocks down the foul shots there. Bristol Flyers edge closer on this lead. Dana kicks out to Krivonek. Krivonek guarded by Johnson. Shot clock at 10. Oh, nice pass, and it's stolen away. Johnson pulls up for a mid-range 2 and splashes it. And just like that, Gareth, what was once an 8-point lead for Basket Brno has been cut down to 4. And they want to talk things through here with just under 3 minutes to go in this first half, because Bristol have started finding some success from turning defensive stops into offensive possessions.
Yeah, I've just written down here, Joel, just really loving the press, the aggressive press. I think that these guys are athletic, they want to be aggressive. You see that the way they play on offense as well, and sometimes when you put a press on, it just gives you that sort of bit of extra energy, and you're really seeing that translate onto the court, being really hustling, knocking the ball loose, and then able to push the ball in transition. I really feel that suits this current team's style of play, being aggressive on defense, and it's paying off.
Yeah, and we talk about it in the build-up to this game, but the Flyers, their identity at the start of the season to where they're at now has almost changed a little bit. I mean, they're a very offensive-minded team, and now with the change of Trey Tennyson coming out, Elaine Lewis coming in, they've almost sacrificed a bit of scoring on the offensive end for plays like we've seen here in this first half, getting steals and getting out in transition. Yeah, very true, but then on the flip side, you look at the three-point shooting percentage, and it's a bit of a struggle for Flyers, just 3 for 12, so look, you can't have the perfect, you have to play with a certain style, and what you give up in one area you're going to gain in another, and it's one of those things, hindsight, isn't it? So that's what makes basketball such a beautiful game, that everyone has different views on how it should be played, and I'm really loving this defensive intensity for the Flyers. I think it suits them really well. Keep pressing, looking to make this player make some decisions, then trap hard. Ball into Brown, backing down Damon Robinson. It's a hook shot that's way off the mark, and Bristol Flyers are creeping ever closer with just under 2.5 minutes to go in the half. Lewis Spins into a double team, finds Damon Robinson, who, with the flush, the two-handed flush. And Bristol Flyers are back to within 2. Oh, it's stolen again by the Flyers.
3 on 2.
Jared Sherfield open for 3, drains the 3. And just like that, it is a quick 5-0 run for the Flyers, and they're on top by 1.
It's just such exciting basketball to play, as we see teams playing this aggressive type of defense, forcing shots, and here they come again.
Jaguars 3 is no good. It's tipped out of bounds. Last touch by Kendall Lewis as the referee.
That looked like, I've got to say, from where I'm sat, I thought that Brno had the last touch on it.
You can see it here on the, well, there's the 3-point shot by Jared Sherfield. Doesn't look like they're going to show the replay. They are going to take a look at it. I think Coach Kapoulis might have challenged this one. And from your reaction as well, Gareth, it might have been a challenge to make here.
Certainly from where we were looking on, I felt that he touched it last, but we'll see. But of course, we get the review system here. It's quite an early one. Sometimes you'll see teams use them later on in the game, but Coach Kapoulis wanting that extra possession, he felt it was a definite call that was made wrong. So we'll see what the video review says.
Well, the Flyers found themselves with momentum right now. They trailed by as many as 8 points in the second quarter, but a quick run for Coach Kapoulis' side have given them a 1-point lead in a very low-scoring game out in Czechia so far. And the officials have the ability here. They are watching back the review to see who that possession last touched before going out of bounds. Both teams getting a free timeout as a result of it, and that might benefit Brno here, because you felt that Bristol really had momentum before this break in play.
Yeah, 1:50 left of the half, Joel. I'm sure both teams will welcome a bit of a chat and a get-together and see how they're going to play this important last 1:50 of the half.
And they are going to give it to Brno, I believe. So, last touch by the Flyers. The challenge was not successful by Coach Kapoulis. Polpan to inbound. Gets it into Brown, kicks it out to Krivonek in the corner. His 3 no good, but chases down the offensive board. Jaguar inside, nowhere to go, kicks it out. Berlin backing down, nice move. And it's finished by, beg your pardon, Polpan in the end, who gets it to go. And that is some welcome points for Brno, who had momentum against them at the time.
Yeah, they've got a little bit of cold from the perimeter themselves.
Johnson into a double team, kicks it out. Lewis open for 3. Lewis drains the 3. And just like that, the Flyers have put their 3-point troubles behind them.
Perfect timing. Just that extra energy on defense, really getting the Flyers going. Both ends of the floor now.
Krivonek now finds Brown. Dana. Now Brown puts it on the floor. He's got Robinson on him. Another reverse layup is no good. Krivonek can't get it to go on the follow. Another offensive rebound. There's 2 Brno players fighting for the ball. And it is there he will get a new 14. 3-pointer on the way is short. Another offensive rebound by Basket Brno. And this time it's going to be a foul on Keely Johnson.
Yeah, crazy couple of plays there. Lots of offensive boards for Brno. They come away with it. It's their ball. Is that a foul, did he say? We'll just have a look at the replay here, see if we can figure it out. No, that was the last half a play.
Yeah, we're not in control of the pictures that are being provided to us from our colleagues out in Czechia, unfortunately. Krivonek will go to the line to shoot 2 as he knocks down the first. Just 21 years old, shooting guard. His 5th season with Basket Brno. Second one is no good, and the rebound gathered in by Lewis. Flyers on top by 1. 30 seconds to go in this second quarter. Again, Brno switching to this zone defense. Top of the key to Damon Robinson, fires up. He can't get the drop, and it's bobbled out by Ethan Jaguar. And the Flyers will get a new possession. That's got to be a frustrating one when you go for the rebound like that, no pressure around you whatsoever, and end up turning it over.
Yes, potentially Flyers now, 14 seconds to run down a good bit of this clock.
Lewis to inbound, finds Sherfield. Back to Elaine Lewis. Shot clock at 10. Lewis puts it on the floor. Screen comes from Robinson. Lewis with the paint touch. Nice move. Soft finish, can't get it to go. Robinson with the offensive rebound. No foul given, says the referee. But Flyers will get possession. And I think there's 1 second left on the game clock.
Couldn't really tell there if there was any contact. Robinson claiming there was.
Lewis to inbound. Gets it in. Kendall Lewis has to shoot, and that will do it for a back and forth first half. But it is the Bristol Flyers who lead this one 37 points to 36 against Basket Brno. And Gareth and I are going to take a quick short break, but do stay with us because after the break, we're going to break down all the action from the first half.
And on the baseline, oh my goodness, play of the game!
Today, we celebrate a milestone moment for Bristol Flyers. As we all look back on an incredible 20 seasons, we are thrilled to announce a new chapter in the journey, both for Flyers and for us at WOB competitions.
From the very beginning, I had the privilege of guiding the team through every division, the top flight, and now European competition. We faced challenges, celebrated victories, and built a legacy that we're incredibly proud of. As we step into the new era of Super League basketball, we're very excited for the future. The next 20 years promise even greater moments, and we're ready for the challenge.
I'm delighted to announce WOB Competitions as the new principal partner to the Bristol Flyers. This partnership aligns with our commitment to celebrate both excellence and ambition. Our competitions give you the chance to win exclusive experiences at some of the UK's most iconic venues.
We're proud to share our ambitions with a company that mirrors our growth and aspirations.
Together, with Bristol Flyers, we look forward to an exciting future, filled with unforgettable moments and continued success.
No one goes further than ATPI to get our customers and understand what you need. We know that different people, in different roles, in different industries, need different things. And you want a specialist to deliver what really matters. We know the way your business works and what you need to get the job done. We're on call at any time, getting your teams almost anywhere. When the trip goes from A to B to Z, we make it hassle-free. At ATPI, our purpose is clear. Through our group of specialist businesses, ATPI Corporate Travel, Marine Travel and Energy Travel, Mining Travel, Events, Sports Travel, and Direct ATPI. We will deliver what really matters to you and your organisation. ATPI, delivering what really matters.
A new dawn rises, where champions emerge and redefine the game, where limits are tested and greatness is unleashed. This is when legends are born. Super League basketball. A new dawn is here.
ENBL, ice in the veins, ice, 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 ice in the veins. ENBL, ice in the veins, ice in the veins, ice, 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 ice in the veins.
back to Flyers TV, powered by ATPI, where at the half, Bristol Flyers with a 1-point lead over Basket Brno out in Czechia. I'm joined by former Bristol Flyers captain Gareth Till. And Gareth, this has been a back and forth first half. Flyers, they trailed by as many as 8 points, but have done well to really come back into the game and take that 1-point lead into half time. Yeah,
really switching things up defensively, a bit of a change of mindset, being aggressive with that press, paying dividends, really putting pressure on Brno and getting a few turnovers, 8 steals so far in this first half, which is great, and then running them in for transition. So really a bit of a turning point, that switch up on defense.
Yeah, you talk about it. I mean, the Flyers, they have found success from that full court press, and we've seen it in multiple games this season in the Super League. They find themselves trailing towards the end of a game. They'll switch it up to that press for a few possessions, and it really pays off. And in this game, it had paid off. I mean, they were down by as many as 8 and have done well to really pull it back into the game. And you look at the leading scorers in this game. I mean, Keely Johnson's just picked up where he left off. 10 first half points for him, and he's done it quite quietly as well, hasn't he?
Yeah, exactly. And that's a sign of a quality player. It's just taking the shots that come to you. So not really forcing anything for himself. That transition, those pull-up shots coming, just said following on for he played at the weekend. So yeah, very good vein of form for him scoring-wise.
Let's take a look at some of those key plays from the first half of this game. And Brno, they it was a very low-scoring game in the first few possessions or so, wasn't it? I mean, it was very suited to the bigs inside, and then all of a sudden you felt the shift in tempo really step up a notch.
Yeah, it did, and I think that comes back to the style of defences as well, being more aggressive on defence, getting the guards out on transition. But yeah, certainly the first maybe 5 minutes, both teams looking to get their bigs inside, trying to get them established. We saw some great post-up moves from both teams. But then as the game sort of kind of got a bit more high tempo, a lot more transition basketball being played.
And you spoke about Brno switching to that zone defence kind of midway through the first half, and it really allowed Flyers to get open threes. They weren't hitting threes very well until Keely Johnson knocked down that first one, and then obviously Jared Sherfield started catching fire from downtown, and it's like buses, isn't it? They come in pairs, and they've really stepped up a notch, and they're knocking down those open looks now.
Yeah, you have to do it if you're playing against a zone defense. You've got to get open. You've got to take that shot. And I'm sure, you said like buses, they'll come, but they were sort of shooting sort of low 20s and then able to pull it back at the end on 33%, 5 for 15. So still a bit of work to improve there with Brno shooting 4 for 8 at 50%. So you have to keep knocking those shots down, and that'll just create defense will have to switch up and then play a bit of a man-to-man again.
Yeah, Brno, as you say, 4 for 8 from downtown for 50% from deep, and it has been the bigs that have been getting it done for them early on in this game so far. Ethan Chagwar, of course, who many British basketball fans will remember from his time at Cheshire Phoenix last season, 9 first half points, 7 rebounds for him as well, and also Jordan Brown with 9 first half points, and the two of those have been really doing the damage, particularly on the offensive glass as well.
Yeah, exactly. Just looking at rebounding, Joel. 25 rebounds to Brno, 15 to Flyers, and we don't really see a stat like that where there's 10 rebounds for the opposition. So that will be concerning. A lot of those have been on the offensive glass as well. Little spells of 2 or 3 offensive rebounds, getting a putback. So don't see that too often. But one positive, 8 steals for the Bristol Flyers, 1 for Brno. So getting it done, active hands, looking to get in the passing lane on transition. But rebounding is going to be massive in the second half.
Is that going to be the key message you feel from Coach Kapoulis? Is secure those rebounds and let's go running? Do you feel?
Got to be. Not very often we see a team out rebound Flyers, and if they do, it's maybe 1 or 2. So yeah, that's going to be a bigger area of concern. But when you sort of press, sometimes if you're out of position, it is transition. You're not kind of back and able to pick up your man to box out and to grab the rebound. But I do like this aggressive style, and it's putting Brno under a lot of pressure offensively.
Yeah. We've got the first half stats to look at. Producer Dan, he is looking. Here we go. Let's have a look at those first half stats for you. You mentioned the rebound battle. Flyers are 10 down on that rebound battle. That has been huge. The 3-point field goal percentage has stepped up the back end of that first half. But Flyers overall, considering they've been out-rebounded, are looking good for that 1-point lead.
Yeah, exactly. It's been a back and forth. Both teams had good spells, but that just little change up at the end, that little focus on defence, just changing that up, stretched the lead, put Brno under a lot of pressure offensively, unable to establish their bigs, who are a key component of their offensive strategy as well. So by putting that pressure on, you're almost forcing other players to attack, to go to the basket instead of getting the bigs inside and settling for post-up moves or moving the ball around the perimeter, getting those three-point looks. So really hurrying the Brno offense there, which is working out nicely for the Flyers.
Yeah, well, it has been a very exciting game so far out in Czechia. But do remember, the Flyers are back in home action in the European North Basketball League against Dynamo Bucharest on Wednesday, January 15th. They are the most decorated club in Romania. They're coming to the SGS Wise campus in the new year. Tickets are available for that game right now over at bristolflyers.co.uk in another must-win game for Coach Kapoulis' side if they want to have any chance of securing that all-important ENBL playoff qualification. Well, Gareth, it has been a back-and-forth first half. Final thoughts from you, sort of going into that third quarter. If you were to pick one thing, and we'll talk about a few things in that break. If you were to pick one thing that the Flyers need to turn around in that second half to get over the line, what do you think it's going to be?
Well, got to be securing the boards, and I would keep on pressing defensively as well. I think that's working really well. See what Brno do to adjust to that, because I think they've looked a little shaky bringing the ball up. They seem to be getting the ball into areas where they can get trapped. So I'll just keep going that, be aggressive on defense. I think it suits their style of play for the Flyers. So that's what I'd like to see: secure boards and keep up that aggressive style of defense.
Well, can the Bristol Flyers secure their first ENBL win of the season? The second half is about to get underway right after the break.
No one goes further than ATPI to get our customers and understand what you need. We know that different people, in different roles, in different industries, need different things. And you want a specialist to deliver what really matters. We know the way your business works and what you need to get the job done. We're on call at any time, getting your teams almost anywhere. When the trip goes from A to B to Z, we make it hassle-free. At ATPI, our purpose is clear. Through our group of specialist businesses, ATPI Corporate Travel, Marine Travel and Energy Travel, Mining Travel, Events, Sports Travel and Direct ATPI, we will deliver what really matters to you and your organisation. ATPI, delivering what really matters.
Where champions emerge and redefine the game, where limits are tested and greatness is unleashed. This is when legends are born. Super League Basketball. A new dawn is here.
ENBL. Ice in the veins. Ice, 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 ice in the veins. ENBL. Ice in the veins. Ice in the veins. Ice, 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 ice in the veins. ENBL.
Could've went home, I stayed OT. Could've turned back, but I bent my shank. They pulled my phone when they know
Welcome back to Czechia, where Bristol Flyers with a 1-point lead over Basket Brno at the end of the first half. We are all set to get back underway. It's going to be Balint to inbound from the sideline. Well, what turns and twists will this second half have? The third quarter is officially underway. Here's Brown. Nice pass. He's unable to finish inside. Rebound secured by Raf Thomas-Edwards.
Yeah, good defense from Sherfield. They're able to block that one.
Here is Sherfield. Screen comes from Robinson. Lewis inside to Robinson. Shot clock down to 8. Robinson going to work. The hook shot is short. The offensive rebound secured by Thomas-Edwards. Robinson with a 3 this time is good. And Damon Robinson splashes the triple. And those first half 3-point field goal struggles are completely behind the Bristol Flyers. 3-pointer in response is no good for Brno. Rebound by Kendall Lewis. Flyers on top by 4. Thomas-Edwards going to work inside on Mersil, and it's retrieved by Brno. Brown, mid-range 2, he knocks it down. He gets his tally up to 11 points in this game this afternoon. Robinson from the elbow, splashes it. And Damon Robinson has started this third quarter with 5 quick points for the Flyers.
Yeah, both teams have come out change room hot, Joel, offensively. See Flyers picking up a couple of boards as well early on in the second half.
Mersil with the finger roll up the other end. And I say, what was a low-scoring first half has proven to be pretty high scoring to start this third quarter. Thomas-Edwards. Back top to Johnson. Screen comes from Robinson. Skip pass. Thomas-Edwards in the corner. Thought about the 3, puts it on the floor. Strong move for the Flyers captain, and he's able to draw the foul.
Yeah, seemed a little bit of a delay call there. Felt like Raf Thomas-Edwards, the defender, wrapped him up.
There's the soft finish from Mersil. We'll send the Flyers captain to the free throw line. Unable to convert on the first. Chance to push it out to a 3-point game on the second. Here's Brno trailing by 3. Mersil inside to Brown. Kicks it out. 3-pointer on the way for Balint. He can't get it to go. Another offensive rebound for Jaguar, and he puts it in off the glass.
Yeah, we talked about the dangers there, didn't we, of rebounding and the offensive rebound. Jaguar again with the offensive board, making the Bristol Flyers pay with that 2-point putback.
Raf Thomas-Edwards once again does well to draw the foul. I think he likes that matchup against Mersil. Certainly sees a mismatch there in terms of strength, because the last couple of possessions he's really gone at him on the offensive end.
Yeah, you wonder if that was something they discussed at the halftime break. If Raf gets the ball, look to attack, put a bit of pressure on Mersil. And early on, it's caused a few problems for Brno. And Raf Thomas was checking out the game, so it must be an end-line ball.
Yeah, foul was called on the floor. Jared Sherfield's going to inbound for Flyers. Going to be a foul called before the inbound.
Brno coach there getting a little frustrated.
Here's Sherfield. Robinson calling for it inside. Back to Sherfield. Ends up with Robinson. Robinson backing down on Brown. And it's poked away by Brno. And they can push in transition. Balint, nice pass. And Mersil with the left-handed layup gives Brno a 1-point lead. Sherfield fakes the pass, drives left. Going out of bounds, it ends up turning it over. And Brno again out in transition. Another three-pointer on the way is good. And Richard Balint drains it. Timeout Flyers.
Yeah, just I think a little lack of discipline from the Flyers. Last offensive plays down the floor there. You had Robinson sort of posting up, but we didn't see there was 3 or 4 players there, you know, in the paint. Very difficult to try and drive against that amount of players, and we're able to get the steal, push the ball in transition and get a couple of quick scores. And Bristol Flyers must be a bit more patient offensively.
In the first half, we spoke about it, the host Brno, they really went inside to their bigs, and now you're sort of seeing this third quarter, players like Balint starting to get hot as well. Their perimeter scorers sort of picking up where their bigs left off in that first half.
Well, they look like a very good transition team, Joel, so Bristol Flyers said forcing it offensively, they were able to get on the floor, look to break, look to push the tempo, and that seems to suit them as well. And Balint with that big 3 there. Bristol Flyers quick timeout to try and stem this run. Have a little bit more patience on the offensive end, get some good looks, and then get back and defend the basket.
Well, Brno have outscored the Flyers 11 points to 6 in this third quarter so far. Both the previous 2 quarters have been at a much slower pace. You do certainly feel that the tempo of this game has picked up to start the third period. And now you see Brno with a little bit of full court pressure on the Flyers as Keedy Johnson looks to bring it up over the timeline. Robinson. Hands off with Walsh. He turns the corner. Walsh off the screen. Out to Johnson in the corner. Johnson on the floor. Pulls up. Fading away. Mid-range 2, no good.
Again, that's a bit of a difficult shot there for Keedy Johnson. A little bit off-balanced. That's a great pass. Oh,
just trickles out of play for Mersil.
It was a good look. I'm not sure if it was a good pass, but yeah, right idea. Backdoor cut. Just off his knee.
Yeah. I feel that points are easier to come by for Brno in this third quarter so far. Walsh. Jamon Robinson. Johnson. Screen comes from Robinson. Johnson, great pass and jammed in. And that is a perfect 2-man game for the Bristol Flyers.
That was such a patient offense, exactly what they wanted to get out of that offense. And there's a much needed basket just to stop that flow coming from Brno. That's a nice
pass into Jaguar, and count it, and 1. Basket will count as Jaguar gets Kendall Lewis off his feet, and somehow with the finish with Kendall Lewis all over him.
And he's looking for the hand-one play. He knows it. He had the player. He had Lewis off his feet. They've bitten a few times now on those shot fakes underneath the basket, trying to block it. Jaguar, great play from him, and yeah, unbelievable strength to get the ball through and to put it away and get the and 1.
Well, he now has his double-double, 13 points, 10 rebounds. Make that 14 points and 10 rebounds. And Basket Brno on top by 5. Johnson. There's Lewis in the corner, driving baseline into a double team. Oh, good defense by Brno, and it's last touch by them. So Flyers will get it back. 8 seconds on the shot clock.
Brno playing some really good basketball defensively right now, Joel. Really lots of help there as well. Nothing easy. They're blocking off the paint, inviting the Flyers to drive, and there's plenty of cover there to stop anything easy going to the basket.
Ball into Walsh. He ends up turning it over. And Brno can push once again. Out in numbers. Nice pass into Jaguar. Reverse layup is good. And just like that, it is back out to a 7-point lead. Johnson going downhill. Again, it's stripped away. And Flyers just not getting back in transition. Slowed down by Brno. Brown. It's going to be a foul called on Evan Walsh. Away from the ball. A few words being exchanged there between, I think it's Walsh and Jaguar. Probably the two players that would have competed against each other in the British Basketball League last season.
Of course, Manchester and Cheshire.
Bit of a rivalry there as well.
Always a bit of a derby, isn't it?
Will be Brno to inbound from the baseline after that Evan Walsh foul. Brown up against McCormack. Backing down, it's a great spin, and what a finish. The lefty shot off the glass. It's going to be a technical foul has been called away from the ball. I couldn't quite see.
Yeah, Brown had a little bit to say. There was a good move there, but he followed it up with some choice words to McCormack. And referee right on the spot blew the tee. And that's a silly play as well, especially we're playing so well. It was a great move. And you let Keedy Johnson go to the line and hopefully pick up a couple of freebies, or one freebie.
Yeah, one foul shot on the tech, and Flyers will re-inbound from the baseline. Well, Brno led by as many as 9 points in the first half. Here's Johnson. Screen from McCormack. Johnson with a mid-range two. Offensive rebound by Kendall Lewis, and he finishes off the glass for two.
Good hustle play for Lewis, and much needed basket off the offensive rebound.
Jaguar with the travel, and I feel Brno, last couple of possessions, they pick up a technical and then the travel as well. They're leaving the door open here for Bristol Flyers.
Yeah, and you kind of think back, it wasn't the technical, it was like the momentum swinger there, just it wasn't necessary. And Flyers find themselves gaining a little bit of momentum themselves now. An opportunity to capitalise on the travel call.
Screen from McCormack. Johnson pulls it back out. It's got Brown on him. Walsh fakes it, drives inside. Evan Walsh, the lefty layup, no good, and it's last touched by Brno. So Bristol Flyers will get another chance at it with 7 seconds on the shot clock. Johnson to inbound. Gets it into Walsh. 10 on the shot clock. Walsh puts it on the deck. Nowhere to go. It's going to be a travel as Evan Walsh just lifts his back pivot foot. And Flyers with their 10th turnover of the game.
Yeah, just see Evan Walsh tackling the basket, sliding his foot along the floor. Travel called.
Six-point lead for Brno. Oh, nice play inside, and Brown once again with a few words for the Bristol Flyers as he gets it to go off the glass. McCormack looking for Walsh, ends up on the floor. Technical foul has been called on Evan Walsh as he ends up on the deck, and as for simulation there, looking for the foul. We'll give Brno the free throw. That's going to talk this one through here.
It's been a bit of a struggle for Evan this game. Not quite happening from there. Maybe just trying to force it, trying to get himself into the game. Probably a little bit of frustration there. If that was a simulated play there, which the referee said it was, just feel a bit of just a bit of frustration building up for him. Coach Kapoulis opting to take him out. And Elaine comes in to the game. Not seen many minutes from Elaine so far in this game. Coach Kapoulis managing his minutes.
Of course, he arrived in the UK at the start of the international break. Didn't get too much contact time with Coach Kapoulis because, of course, he was away with the national team during that period. And then about 15 minutes or so in the win over Surrey. I'm going to get on the playbook very quickly for him. As Keely Johnson knocks down the mid-range too. And that is some welcome points for the Bristol Flyers. Krivenek puts it on the floor. Can't get the finish. Rebound Sherfield.
Yeah, Flyers got away with one there. Again, the lane just opened straight to the basket and able to get the layup to go. But Flyers just watching their own players, not seeing the ball to help.
McCormack finds Sherfield. Sherfield step back for three, knocks it down. And just like that, a quick 5 points for Bristol Flyers. And again, they're in touching distance of Basket Brno.
Yeah, can never count the Bristol Flyers out. They'll get themselves in a hole, come back, take the lead, and then set us up for a nail-biting finish once more.
Well, what was once a 10-point deficit for the Flyers have just suddenly become 4. And timeout's been called by Basket Brno. They want to talk things through. It is a must-win game for the Bristol Flyers in ENBL. Their own 4 coming into this game this afternoon. As for Brno, they are 1-1 in Group B, so still the majority of their season still to play. Here's a look at that travel that was called on Evan Walsh, and he was frustrated. Picked up the technical foul as well. And Brown has really been going to work. He's now up to 15 points in this game so far. Of course, quick turnaround for this Bristol Flyers team. They fly back to Bristol tomorrow. They then host Cheshire Phoenix on Friday night, 7:30 p.m. tip-off. Still a handful of tickets left for that one over at bristolflyers.co.uk. Just standing room only in the SLB Trophy semi-final first leg. The second leg is then played on Sunday, 5:30 p.m. tip-off at Ellesmere Port. And of course, the winner on aggregate advancing to the SLB Trophy final.
Flyers switching back to that press now. 2 minutes 23 left in the third quarter.
Here's Krivenek. Screen comes, and it's going to be an offensive foul.
Yeah, big illegal screen there, Joel. Just was all over the place there. Feet weren't set, twisting his body around. Straightforward call for the referee. That's a turnover ball. Flyers hopefully to capitalise on this.
A chance for Bristol to make it a one-possession game here. Ball into Lewis. McCormack takes the handoff with Johnson. Looking for that backdoor pass and throws it out of bounds. And you see the right idea there, just the poor execution.
Yeah, it was. He just felt it. Just the pass was there, just slipped out of Keedy Johnson's hand. Pass looked okay, maybe just a little bit quick for Keedy, but good pass off the post.
Richard Balint. Dana. Inside to Jaguar. Up against Lewis. Backing down to a double team. Kicks it back out. Dana for 3 off the back iron. Rebound secured by Kendall Lewis. Here's Elaine Lewis. Screen from McCormack this time. Lewis at the foul line, kicks it out. McCormack for 3. It's one of those ones there, Gareth, where you always wanted to shoot it straight away rather than think about that extra pass, because you have the space there, Rowan McCormack.
You certainly know he's capable of knocking it down.
There's some big threes down the stretch in that game against Surrey on Saturday night. Also took the charge, which ultimately led to Bristol Flyers coming out on top. 4-point lead for Brno. They led by as many as 10. Krivenek Kicks it out. Dana thought about the three. Back top to Krivenek. Screen comes from Jaguar. Poked loose by Johnson. And Flyers off to the races. McCormack, catch and shoot this time. Quick fire three. This time is no good though. And again, the lead remains at 4. This time, Jared Sherfield gets called for the reach-in foul.
That's it. Flyers. Sorry, Joel.
Leslie Smith comes in. Jared Sherfield takes a seat. Just the 4th team foul on Bristol in that 3rd quarter. Under a minute to go to the final period. Polpan. Krivenek for 3. Back iron, no good. Rebound last touched by Ethan Jaguar. And a few words with Owen McCormack there. It's all part of the game, Gareth.
It is. Of all the years we're doing it, Joel, this Flyers team certainly has the most to say for itself on the court, for sure.
Leslie Smith. Hands off for Johnson. Keely Johnson twists and turns. Past the screen. Gets it back from McCormack. Deep 3 on the way. Keely Johnson, heat check for the Flyers. That one was from Bristol.
That's a massive shot. Perfect timing as well. Cuts the lead to 1.
It was once a 10-point lead for Brno. It's now down to 1. Polpan. 5 on the shot clock. Shot and game clock almost identical. Jaguar for 3 off the back iron, no good. Rebound tips to Johnson. It's a Hail Mary pass. Oh, it did go that far off the basket.
That went quickly, didn't it?
But that will do it for the end of the 3rd quarter. Flyers, you felt that Brno were going to create that separation, run away with it in the 3rd period, but they've held resilient, and it's just a 1-point game going into the 4th quarter.
Yeah, you felt the turning point for Brno. They were in full control, weren't they? Sort of 5-6 minutes into the game. Then had that technical foul and gave Bristol Flyers opportunity, capitalised on that, and then went off on a run themselves and cutting back that 10-point advantage that Brno had.
It is all to play for in these last 10 minutes. It's been a very low-scoring game between Bristol Flyers and Basket Brno of Czechia. Ethan Jaguar leads the way for Brno. 16 points, 10 rebounds in this game. Also, Jordan Brown not far behind. 15 points for him to go along with his 3 rebounds. And meanwhile, the Flyers, Keely Johnson now up to 16 points to lead the way for Coach Kapoulis' side. 3 rebounds, 2 assists as well. Damon Robinson, he really picked up in that 2nd half. Now gets his tally up to 13 points to go along with his 3 rebounds. And that was that 3rd quarter was his, really. I mean, I think he scored the first 5 points of the 3rd quarter for Bristol with that 3 and then the 2 as well, and has really found confidence going into the 4th.
Yeah, exactly. Finding their own tough ass tonight as well, up against two quality bigs from Brno. So having to do his work both ends of the floor, and yeah, just showing his range there, 3-point wise in that opening 3rd spell. But pretty much as you were at half-time, anyone's game. And it's I think it's going to be a case of who's going to put the run together at the right time. Just saw Flyers put that press on a little bit towards the end of that 3rd quarter, which again helped to bring back that deficit.
Well, 4th quarter is underway in Czechia. A chance for Flyers to retake the lead here. Smith hands off with Johnson. Johnson fakes the 2. Oh, great pass. Oh, it's thrown down by Jared Sherfield. And Bristol Flyers have retaken the lead on the first possession of the 4th quarter.
And I think he's got a tech for hanging on the rim, possibly.
Oh, wow. I mean, you see that all the time.
Yeah.
In the league, and if that's a technical foul for hanging on the rim, then especially with a player underneath him there.
Yeah, it's kind of one, even in the opposition, if you see an opposition player do that and they do that, you don't want a technical foul for that. It was a really great play, probably the highlight play of the game, and then to cap it with a tee.
Well, it does tie things up at 58 points apiece. Brno going all the way. It's going to be another foul called against the Flyers. The defense collapses in on them. And that will send them to line to shoot two, and a chance for them to retake the lead. It's going to be Svoboda that goes to the line for two. Well, the first one is no good for Simon Svoboda. Just 20 years old. He's averaging just under 10 points a game in the Czech domestic league this season. And he knocks down the second. Bit of full court pressure being shown by Brno. Here's Elaine Lewis. Swings to Leslie Smith. Sherfield comes up for it. Now Johnson comes for it. Ends up with Sherfield. Smith looking for position inside. Johnson thought about the three. Takes the three. Can't make the three. And the rebound is gathered in by Brown. There's another offensive rebound. This time Jaguar puts it in. And he's continuing to punish the Bristol Flyers. 18 points and 11 rebounds. Flyers looking for a response. Smith thought about the three. McCormack will shoot the three, and he drains the three. And Owen McCormack, once again in the fourth quarter, is knocking down the shots when they matter most.
Yeah, anyone's game right now, Joel. Some good plays. Flyers need to tighten up on that rebounding though. Got a muscle down there from the young fella. Good play from him.
Svoboda off the glass and in. Gives Brno a 2-point lead once again. Lewis puts it on the floor, gets a paint touch, and just trickles out of play for a Brno ball. It's great defense by the Czech side. That was a very strong move over the outstretched arms of Sherfield as well.
Yeah, Sherfield's not an easy player to body up and get down in the post.
Popan finds Svoboda inside to Brown. Dana calling for it. Brown looking to go one-on-one. It's a tough fadeaway jumper off the back iron. And it trickles out of play for a Flyers ball. There's Jaguar again fighting for that offensive rebound, and he's been doing that all afternoon long,
Yeah.
to say.
He threw McCormack to the floor there, did he?
Yeah.
Able to get away with that one and get the offensive board.
Chance for Flyers to tie the game or take the lead if they can knock down a three. Under 8 minutes to go in the fourth. Johnson to Leslie Smith. Smith fires up for three. Almost went in off the glass, but trickles back to Brno. Dana kicks it out to, into Brown even. Brown looking to go to work. Flyers looking for a travel. And it will go out of bounds for Bristol ball.
Solid defense there from Leslie Smith, just keeping his hands up, away from the player, making it as difficult as he could. And that is a good defensive stop. And here come the Flyers.
It's plays like those that could be crucial down the stretch in a low-scoring game like this. Welcome back to Brno. We apologise for the delay in the feed there. Received from Czechia. It is a 3-point game with under 5 minutes to go, though. Johnson gets it inside to Damon Robinson. Great move, and Thomas Edwards can't finish on the follow. Someone's taking a shot there, and it ends up on the floor. I think it's Brown. And, taking a shot from Thomas Edwards, and you could just see, Gareth, how physical this game has been throughout. Not just the fourth quarter, throughout the game has been a very a game suited towards the bigs.
Yeah, just see there, just competing for the offensive rebound. Brown took one to the face, but all at stake now. All the bigs are going to scramble after those boards, doing what needs to be done. Brown seems like he's okay, shakes it off, wipes his face, and he's been a big part of this Brno team in this game.
15 points, 4 rebounds for him in this game. They are led by Ethan Jaguars, 18 points and 13 rebounds. Here's Richard Balint, guarded by Johnson. Pulpan. Mid-range 2, bobbles in and out. The rebound secured by Thomas Edwards. Here's Sherfield. He's come alive in this fourth quarter. Screen comes from Robinson. Johnson back to Sherfield. He's wide open, puts it on the floor. Nice dish inside to the big man, and Damon Robinson draws the foul. And a chance to bring it back to a 1-point game for Damon Robinson.
Yeah, Damon using a little shot fake hesitation there, getting that contact. Some big free throws coming up now. Just a 3-point lead for Brno. 4 minutes 13 seconds left of the game.
Now, Damon Robinson, 13 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists in this game so far this evening, this afternoon even. Early tip-off it was today.
Yeah, it's easily done.
Second one is good for Robinson, and just like that, Bristol Flyers have raised a double-digit deficit and made it a 1-point game. Jaguar.
Seems Brno fairly comfortable now breaking that press.
Balint for 3. Can't get it to go. Thomas Edwards fighting for the rebound, and it comes off the hand of Ethan Jaguar, and he's pointing to coach to say, go look at it, because he is adamant that he did not touch that ball after it went out of bounds.
Gosh, hard to say there, isn't it? But he felt he had to say something, so were they going to have a look at it? Yeah. Although they looks like referees have overturned it themselves. Coach Kapulis is just wondering.
Well, Coach Kapulis is not happy with the overturned call, but it will be a Brno possession from the baseline. Ball into Brown. Jaguar going to work on Sherfield. Fakes it once, twice, and that is a big move. And he flexes on the Bristol Flyers and gives Brno a 3-point lead.
Yeah, Flyers switch then, Sherfield on Jaguar, and he was able to post him up. And that's a big bucket for them. Takes the lead up to 3.
Johnson blows by his defender, and it's stolen away by Jaguar. Here's Pulpan. Now back to Balint. Not loose out of bounds, and it will stay with Brno. 3 minutes 12 seconds to go in this fourth quarter, and this game is hanging in the balance. If you're watching on YouTube right now, make sure you share it with a friend, because this game is going down to the wire. Brown. A step out of bounds on the sideline as Balint turns it over. How many times have we seen that in games in the ENBL this season? Just when it mattered most, a crucial turnover. The Bristol Flyers will get this one back.
Yeah, it's unusual. Balint dribbling it kind of out of bounds, whereas normally you catch it and then you put your one of your feet backwards to try and propel yourself forward. And that's normally the one that catches players out on the sideline. Balint just curling around off the dribble.
Here's Keedy Johnson. Ball into Robinson, double team comes, and there's the foul. That'll be the third team foul on Brno. Under 3 minutes to go in the fourth. See, there's a mismatch there as Deon Robinson and Pulpan on him. So not a bad foul to give away. Kendall Lewis to inbound. Finds Robinson. Here's Johnson now. Great pass into Lewis. And the hook shot trickles over the top of the rim. And it's a 1 point game.
Yeah, well worked play from out of bounds, giving Lewis that opportunity for that big score. So Joel, just the 1 point now, separating the two sides.
It's going to be a foul called as Pulpan was able to drive to the rim. He'll go to the line to shoot two.
Yeah, it's good to see both teams helping each other and the players off the floor. Both
hard foul in the end by the Flyers.
Both players with a hard fall as well. Pulpan will go to the line. And that's Flyers' fourth foul of the quarter. So that'll be something to keep an eye on if if it is tight. Teams may opt to try and foul, put the opposition on the free throw line.
Well, first is good for Pulpan, and that puts them up by 2. Second one is good, makes it a 3 point game. Here's Sherfield. Bit of full court pressure being shown by Brno once again. Back to his own defense for the Czech side. Screen comes from Robinson. Johnson at the free throw line, puts it up. Can't get the shot to drop. And the rebound is secured by Svoboda. Big possession here for Brno. Balint puts it on the floor. It's stolen by Thomas Edwards. Oh, and it's knocked loose by Brno. Keedy Johnson retains it for Bristol. Thought about the three. Here's Kendall Lewis trailing. Puts it up. He can't finish. End-to-end stuff now for both teams. And the rebound ends up with Jaguar.
Yeah, Flyers unable to capitalise some big plays there. Had opportunities. Unable to get it to drop.
Here's Pulpan. Eating every second out of this game clock. Balint on the floor. Lobbed it up.
Wow.
Way off the mark. And with over a minute to go, the Flyers have a chance to tie it. Flyers almost turn it over. Johnson for three. Johnson, ball bobbles in and out and gets the drop. And just like that, we are tied at 70 points apiece. Timeout, Brno.
Like everyone in Bristol was willing that ball to go in, then it bobbled around.
It thought about it, and then it got the drop. And Bristol Flyers, just like that, after trailing by double figures twice in this game, have tied it with just over a minute and change to go. And this is the moment, Gareth. We spoke about it in the build-up to this game. The Flyers, their ENBL games, they've been right there at the end of them. It just comes down to execution on both ends of the court down the stretch. And this is one of those moments where these next few possessions, can't afford to make any mistakes here to come out on top with the win.
Exactly, Joel. Either team coming into this final minute feel they've got a great chance to win it. It's just keeping that composure, try and get those big plays. Going to see the big players step up now. Jaguar, Keedy Johnson, you'll expect them to have a say in it in this last minute.
Well, Ethan Jaguar, 20 points, 14 rebounds. To lead the way for Brno. Meanwhile, the Flyers, they are led by Keedy Johnson's 19 points to go along with 4 assists. Well, it is going to be Brno to inbound to get us back underway. Bit of full court pressure being shown by the Flyers. Pulpan, guarded by Thomas Edwards. Just over a minute to go in the fourth. Ball into Jaguar. He's got Kendall Lewis on him. Jaguar going to work, looking to go inside, nowhere to go. Great defense by the Flyers, and it's poked loose, but back into the hands. And a 3-ball on the way. 3-ball is good for Simon Svoboda. Massive shot for Basket Brno.
And Brno not giving up on the play. Some great defensive play from the Flyers. But Brno able to recycle it off that, bring it back off the offensive board. And hurting Flyers with that big three-pointer.
There's a foul on Johnson. With 28 seconds to go. And it's not a bad foul there. I mean, obviously trailing by 3, you foul them, they'll only go and shoot. I mean, there's still another team foul to give, but
yeah.
Trailing by 3, they'll only shoot 2 free throws if they go over the limit. It's one of those ones that when you when you are leading by 3, it's always an interesting one for a coach. Do you foul them and just send them to the line for 2 and then hope they don't get the offensive rebound after the second miss? Or do you trust your defense to hold out and just not concede any fouls? Or how do you play it as a coach, Gareth?
Yeah, well, for me personally, I'd probably got to play it out, try not to foul, and just see what they can get from it. You know, you're in the lead, they're up by 3. There's plenty of time to answer back if they do get something with 30 seconds left of the game. But almost on the flip side, you know, Brno, maybe they're going to get the foul count up, so if whatever happened, Flyers do come back, they're able to have a quick foul, send them to the free throw line, try and get a turnover.
Well, it is a 3-point lead for Brno. 30 seconds to go. It will be a Bristol ball out of this timeout. Brno still with team fouls to give. A win for Brno would send them 2-1 in the European North Basketball League.
But that was a massive play for Brno to get that 3-point opportunity, that 3-point make. The Flyers doing everything they could. Lewis playing some good defense in the paint. They're able to kick it to the wing and knock down that big 3. Now Flyers are under pressure, but we know, we've seen it. They can certainly come back and take the lead from this position.
Well, is there another turn in the tail? Keely Johnson to inbound. Gets it into Kendall Lewis. Johnson turning the corner. There's another foul by Brno. They had foul to give. Shot clock is at 9. No, it is the 15th foul, beg your pardon. So that does send Keely Johnson to the line. So they've opted to foul there instead of give Flyers a chance to shoot a 3. So Keely Johnson can knock down these free throws. That'll make it a 1-point game. And then at what point do you foul here, Gareth? Do you trust your defense for the first couple of moments? They've had success out of that full court pressure in this game.
Yeah, I think they go for it. I don't think Coach Kapoulis will want to foul straight away. I think he likes to trust see if his defense can get something out of it. So I'm sure they'll pick up, put some pressure on. 1-point
lead now for Brno. Flyers with that full court pressure that's proved so effective for them throughout this game. Ball to Jaguar. Brno able to get it up over the halfway line. At some point they're going to need to foul. There's the foul on Jaguar. It's late whistle in the end. But it will send Ethan Jaguar to the free throw line, where he is 3 for 4 in this game so far tonight.
And that was fouled just at the right time as well. So was it Brown underneath the basket? Looked like he was just going to kind of post up and go for a dunk. So yeah, that foul, that call was really important at that point in time. But this guy's had an impressive game. The former BBL player for Cheshire.
Oh, he's missed the first. And that leaves the door open for Bristol Flyers. Chance to put Brno up by 2 here. Second one is good. Timeout's called by Coach Kapoulis, and he wants to draw up a final play here for the Flyers, and it's one of those ones, isn't it, Gareth? You know what I'm going to ask you. Do you go for the 2, do you send it to overtime, or do you look for that all-elusive 3 to take the win?
I think you take what's given. You get the best shot you can out of the offense. If that's a 3, if that's a 2, if it's going to the basket, you take the 2. If it's wide open, you don't kick it back out. You take what's there. If it's a good look at a 3-pointer and it comes out of the offense, then great. Of course, the question is do you run the clock down Or do you try and go for a quick score as well? What will Coach Kapoulis say? Will he try and opt to go for the big play? Or if it's a 2, do you take it quickly and trust your defense on the other end of the court?
And with an offensive rebounding team like Bristol as well, you almost want to give an extra couple of seconds, but like on the end of it, so you've got a chance to tip it in on the buzzer. So maybe you don't wind it all the way down, but I mean the shot clock will be turned off, so
yeah, and we'll
you give it a couple of seconds left and try and risk a tip in if you do come up short.
And Brno, what will they do? Will they pick up full court man-to-man? Will they drop into a zone? How are they sort of mixed up their defense quite frequently? What are they going to throw at the Bristol Flyers to maybe throw Coach Kapoulis off his play?
Here we go then. Fasten your seatbelts. Here's one final possession for the Bristol Flyers. Chance to force OT or take the win on a 3. Sherfield to inbound. Gets it into Kendall Lewis, back to Sherfield, thought about the 3, puts it on the floor, it's stolen away, and that is a great defensive possession for Basket Brno. The foul is committed by Bristol Flyers, and that'll send them to the line. Chance to put the game away from the charity stripe.
Yeah, it didn't seem like a particularly comfortable inbound play. Brno all over it defensively, quick hands. Able to steal the ball away, and Brown, the person who's been fouled, he's got the responsibility now to make it more difficult for the Flyers. Just a 2-point lead at the moment. Big free throws coming up.
Oh, he's missed the first. And the door is open for Bristol Flyers once again. Are they going to need a 2 or are they going to need a 3? Brno have had multiple chances to put this game away from the free throw line. If they can hold on for the win, it'll be a very impressive win on their home court.
Oh, the referee just wiping the ball as well, just adding some extra thoughts here for Brown. The last thing he needs is to think about it more. Big shot.
The second one is no good, and it's rebounded, and it's last touch by Brno. And they're going to look at it, the referees, to see who it last came off of. You can see it here on the replay, and ooh, could be a tough one there. It looked like it could have come off Kendall Lewis there. But the referees will review it to see who it last touched. If Bristol do get the benefit of this review, then they will have a chance to tie or take the lead once again. Coach Kapoulis talking things through here. Here's a look at what the referees are currently looking at.
Oh, I don't know actually on the second. You see the Brno play, he seemed convinced, didn't he? It's hard to tell from that. But benefit of leaving that review right to the last minute of the game. Perfect use of this, because if Brno do get the call, then that potentially is a game-winning.
Well, Coach Kapoulis is drawing up a play here, so I imagine he's hopeful that it will be a Flyers ball. Here's a look at it again on the replay. Who did that ball last come off of? See, Kendall Lewis, you can sort of see from the reaction if he felt like he touched it. You always look at the reactions, I feel. And normally it's if you haven't touched it, you're very animated, you haven't touched it. And
ultimately, the ball wasn't sort of in possession. Both players could have actually had a touch on it at the same time. It did look like
it's whether there's enough evidence for the referees to overturn the call that they originally have called.
They want it to. They want an exciting game, and it looks like they've overturned it, haven't they?
It's going to be Brno ball, so the Flyers will need to get a stop. They need to foul straight away first, unless they can get a turnover on the inbounds pass. Polpan to inbound. Oh, it's stolen away! And Keely Johnson's going coast to coast, and Kendall Lewis with a two-handed flush. And Bristol Flyers have forced overtime on the final possession of the fourth quarter. The defensive possession, they got the stop they needed.
Oh, it's a timeout though, 1 second left, Joel. Game's not done yet. They put a second back on.
And an incredible coast-to-coast finish for Kendall Lewis.
Keely Johnson with the hands though. That is a massive steal.
And all they had to do was get it in and get fouled. And they've missed 2 free throws at the line, chance to put the game away. They turn the ball over on the inbounds play. And now they'll get one final chance to win it with, I think, oh, they're going to put 3 seconds on the clock by the looks of it. So they will get one final shot to win the game here. And if not, we're going to overtime.
Just see the flush there from Lewis. Been nice to have seen the hands from Keedy Johnson. That was the play. But yeah, Brno will be absolutely kicking themselves. They've all sort of thrown it away, haven't they? And probably gone into overtime. It'll be them that will be slightly more deflated than the Flyers, who've managed to get themselves back in with a shot at winning the game.
Well, they've led by double digits, Brno. Flyers, their biggest lead in the game has only been 4. Twice the Flyers have rallied back into this game. And now, with just 3 seconds on the game clock, can Bristol hold on for one final defensive possession and send this game into overtime?
3 seconds is plenty of time to get a good look.
It is. Paulpan to inbound. Balint floats it up. Can't get it to go. The offensive rebound no good, and that will do it. We are going to 5 minutes of overtime. And Gareth, I think that's what this game deserves. I think it's been an incredible game. Bristol twice have come back into it. And an extra 5 minutes on the cards out in Czechia.
Yeah, exactly. Just that, but Brno will be the most disappointed out of teams this gone overtime. They had opportunities to put it away, but the resilience of this Bristol Flyers team coming through once more. Keedy Johnson with a massive play to steal the ball and send Lewis on his way for the dunk to tie things up.
And again, it's a defensive possession that's sent this game into overtime. You look at the game on Saturday against Surrey, it was an Owen McCormack charge that won Bristol Flyers the game. You look at this one today, it's a Keedy Johnson steal on a baseline out of bounds to force OT. Also in that last possession as well, Flyers able to hold out, prevent them from scoring and sending the game, sending them home with the win. Keedy Johnson, 21 points, 5 assists, 3 rebounds, is the Flyers' leading scorer. Ethan Chagwar for Brno also with 21 points, with 14 rebounds for his double-double. Those have been the 2 players of the game in this game so far. 4 Flyers players in double figures. Damon Robinson, 15 points for Coach Kapoulis' side. Kendall Lewis now up to 11 to go along with his 6 rebounds. And Jared Sherfield also came live in that 4th quarter. 10 points for him to go along with 2 assists. Well, plenty to talk through from Coach Kapoulis, using every second of this break going into the extra period. You just joined us. Where have you been? Coach Kapoulis' side have rallied back twice from being down nearly double digits. Sent this game into overtime in the game's final moments.
I'm just wondering if we haven't seen Corey Samuels on court today, Joel, whether he had a bit of strapping on his knee there, whether he was injured, but yeah, seen Corey play part. Good steal there from Robinson.
Yeah, good hands to start the overtime period. Flyers once again getting it done on the defensive end. Here's Johnson at the foul line. He can't get it to go. And the rebound secured by Svoboda. Paulpan. Svoboda puts it on the floor, drives left. It's poked loose again by the Flyers. The last 2 possessions on the defensive end, they've come away with the steal. Johnson. Kendall Lewis calling for it inside. It's poked loose by Brno. They got a 2-on-1 transition, fast break, and oh, good hands by Johnson, who knocks it loose. And all of a sudden, the defense for both of these teams has really stepped up going into overtime.
Yeah, active hands for both teams. Keedy Johnson with another strip there, saying it came off his knee. But yeah, it was that three balls being stripped back to back there, back to back to back.
Paulpan to inbound. Gets it into Balint. Richard Balint. Chagwar, 1-on-1 with Kendall Lewis. Can't get the mid-range 2 to go. Rebound secured by Damon Robinson.
That's a minute into overtime. No one to add to the tally after full time or after the fourth quarters.
Here's Keedy Johnson. Finds Lewis. Screen from Robinson. Elaine Lewis. Top to Johnson. Almost turns it over. Shot clock at 5. Johnson fakes it. Has to shoot. He's short. Hits the front of the rim though. And the rebound by Jaguar. This is 15th rebound of the game. Polpan. Screen from Jaguar. Polpan kicks it out to Brown. Balint looking for it, doesn't end up with him. Jaguar almost fumbles it. He does fumble it. And Raf Thomas Edwards going coast to coast, and that's got to be an unsportsmanlike foul. It is an unsportsmanlike foul. He just wrapped up Thomas Edwards, the last man. You can see the reaction from Jaguar, but you look at the foul, he wrapped him up there, and it's Raf. It wasn't a play on the ball either.
No, it was a big bump from behind, just sort of off balance. Can't really have a complain about that.
Now Richard Balint will take a seat. Will be shots and possession for Bristol Flyers after the sportsmanlike foul. And Devon Robinson's going to the line here.
Was it not Raf?
I was going to say, I swear it was Raf Thomas Edwards that got
I'm thinking, what's happened here? Are they trying to...
Well,
I don't know.
think they're softening back now. But yeah, it was Raf Thomas Edwards that got... You see the smile on Raf's face. Raf Thomas Edwards will shoot the free throws. Now, Raf Thomas Edwards at the line, the Flyers captain. He bobbles around twice and gets the drop. He's 2 for 3 from the line so far tonight. Make that 2 for 4. It will be possession for the Flyers. Elaine Lewis is going to put this one in from the sideline. Bristol Flyers on top by 1. You always feel like whichever team gets that first field goal of overtime was that old tale, isn't there? Whichever team gets that first overtime field goal is the team that's most likely to win. I don't know how much truth there is behind that.
I'm sure someone will know the stats for that somewhere.
Here's Elaine Lewis. Screen from Robinson. Lewis skip past to Thomas Edwards in the corner. He puts it on the floor. Raf Thomas Edwards goes up without the ball, but
got fouled.
Go to the line and shoot 2 shots.
Looked like he... Oh, hard to say there. Referee in the way. Raf Thomas Edwards finds himself on the line.
8 points, 5 rebounds for him today. He knocked down 2 back-to-back 3-pointers in the first half to open his account. And now a chance for him to get into double figures. He can't convert on the second. Those free throws could come back to haunt Bristol at the end of this game. Dana, guarded by Johnson. He pulls it back out. The screen comes from Ethan Jaguar. Dana inside to Brown now. Going to work on Robinson. It's poked loose by the Flyers. And the Flyers' defense in overtime has been incredible.
Can't believe how many times you've seen the ball being knocked loose in overtime. Just leaving it out there.
Here's Johnson. Screen from Robinson. Keedy Johnson. Got a mismatch with Brown on him. Ball into Robinson. Shot clock down to 3. Robinson, deep 2, hits the front of the rim. And it falls to Ethan Jaguar for his 17th rebound of the game. It's going to be a foul called against the Flyers. And they will shoot 2 free throws to tie this game at 76 points apiece.
Yeah, big chest bump there from Elaine.
We'll send Matej Dana to the line. 3 points, 2 rebounds, 3 assists for him in this one. Chance to knot us up at 76 points apiece. And he blows the first one. And 3 crucial free throws Brno have missed down the stretch. Again, that could come back and haunt them at the end of this one.
Secure the rebound if he does miss.
Knocks down the second. Flyers holding on to that 1-point lead. Just over 2 minutes to go in OT. Elaine Lewis. Lewis into the paint, kicks it out to Thomas Edwards, skip past to Johnson. Johnson going down the lane. No foul given, says the referee. Here's Matej Dana up against Elaine Lewis. Skip pass, extra pass. Johnson comes and pokes it loose. Svoboda nowhere to go. And there's going to be a foul in there somewhere.
Trying to pick out which one though. There's bodies all over the place flying around there. Keely Johnson all over the court there, getting a touch. I think it was him that was bumped off the ball. So Keely Johnson
for that, because of course both teams in the bonus. So Johnson to the line. Matej Dana pleading his case to the referee. And Keely Johnson, who has 21 points and 5 assists. Crucial free throws coming up for him. He blows the first. Both teams leaving valuable points at the free throw line, keeping each other in the game. Second one is good. Makes it a 2-point lead for the Flyers. How frustrating will that be, Gareth, throughout this game? I mean, spoke about Brno's missed chances at the foul line. Flyers have missed a couple of chippies at the free throw line as well. 2-point lead for Bristol.
It's always the stat you sort of look back on, isn't it? If it's a close game and you lose, you sort of look at the free throws.
Oh, it's almost poked loose by the Flyers. Nice move by Svoboda, off the glass and in. And he ties the game up at 77 points apiece.
Yeah, really aggressive move from Svoboda. Big play for him. Double teamed here.
Kendall Lewis picks up his dribble, nowhere to go. Out to Robinson. Robinson thought about the 3, puts it on the floor, floats it up, floats it in. That is a clutch shot from Damon Robinson.
Under a minute now, Flyers up by 2.
Polpan. Screen comes from Brown. Out to Svoboda. Oh, it's stolen away by the Flyers. Great defense. And Elaine Lewis has the ball. He's got to get it over half court here, and he does so. Out of the double team. Kicks it back to Robinson and just going to eat some valuable seconds out of the clock.
Yeah, good composure from Elaine there. Double team, able to dribble himself out of it.
Elaine Lewis kicks it out. Evan Walsh open for 3. Can't get it to drop. Offensive rebound falls to the Flyers, and it's last touched by Bristol. And Brno will get possession with 16 seconds on the game clock. Chance to tie or take the win with a 3. And the timeout's been called on the floor. Both teams want to talk this one through. And we can talk this one through as well, Gareth. I mean, the Flyers were in this exact position at the back end of the 4th quarter. Now Brno have a chance to tie or take the win with a 3. And again, it comes down to that age-old question. Do you go for the 3? Do you look to tie it? And I guess they'll just get whatever the defense gives them. But Bristol's defense in its overtime period has been phenomenal.
Yeah, exactly. Very active hands, knocking the ball over. To be fair, we had lots of steals during the regular time games, getting hands in passing lanes. But yeah, big play now. 18 seconds left. Brno had the opportunity to win the game in normal time. Now they find themselves trailing. 18 seconds left on the clock.
Well, there's that crucial clutch floater from Damon Robinson that gave Bristol Flyers that 2-point lead. Well, big possession coming up for both of these teams. Bristol Flyers in search of their first ENBL win of the season. And Basket Brno looking to improve to 2-1 on the season. Which way will this game go?
And Flyers picking up full court, man to man. Looking to push the tempo.
Here's Polpan. 6 seconds to play. Polpan splits the defense, floats it up, floats it in, off the glass. There's no timeouts left for Coach Kapoulis. Flyers have to shoot here. Mon Robinson at half court gets caught up, and we are going to double overtime, Gareth.
What a game.
It was such a low-scoring game throughout the first half, and just like that, we're suddenly going to 2 periods of overtime, and there was some huge plays down the stretch, but you can't help but think both teams will be kicking themselves over missed points at the free throw line.
Yeah, for sure. Both teams had opportunities to win it. Their Flyers just kind of got cut open there, down the middle there. So Popan with the bucket, going almost straight down with the layup.
Yeah, it was a huge lefty layup off the glass, and he just had valuable seconds out the clock.
He did.
As much time as he possibly could, went at exactly the right time, and then tied the game at 79 points apiece. And as you say, just like that, it's back as you were. Ethan Jaguar, 21 points, 17 rebounds for Brno. Keely Johnson, 22 points, 5 assists. And with the busy schedule that Bristol have got coming up, I guess double overtime is probably one of the last things that they would have wanted right now.
I think that's why they decided to tip at 12:30. John's given himself plenty of time to get the game done. But yeah, what a game so far on the road. But yeah, Flyers the opportunity there. Massive play for Brno. As you said, Joel, just timed it to perfection with the layup, sending it into double overtime.
Well, both teams have had chances to win this game. Both teams have had missed opportunities to take the win. And as we head into double overtime out in Czechia, which team it will be coming out on top this afternoon? It's going to be Flyers who get this second overtime period underway. Ball into Lewis. Oh, it's poked loose by the Flyers. Post loop by Brno even.
The kick ball, I think, just on the pass, perhaps.
I think it was just before that replay started as Balint got his foot onto it. Will be Elaine Lewis to inbound from the sideline. Into Johnson. Johnson nowhere to go. Lewis calling for it, now inside to Robinson. Robinson backing down on Brown. On Robinson, turn around, off the glass, can't get it to go. Offensive rebound by Kendall Lewis, and he gets the Flyers' first field goal of double overtime. Dana now finds Jaguar. Up to Balint. Balint going one-on-one with Kendall Lewis. Step back three, drains the three. And Richard Balint has ice in the veins. Brno on top by 1. Robinson hands off with Thomas Edwards. Kicks it out to Keely Johnson. Back to Thomas Edwards, thought about the three. Double team comes, someone's open. Ralph Thomas Edwards kicks it out. Elaine Lewis is wide open and he can't convert from deep. And Brno on top by 1. It's under 4 minutes to go in second overtime. Brown backing down on Damon Robinson. Brown can't get the hook shot to drop. Rebound secured by Keely Johnson. Johnson pulls up from the elbow. Can't get the drop. Bats it out to Ralph Thomas Edwards and Flyers get a new 14. But he doesn't need it, Ralph Thomas Edwards. A quick reverse layup off the glass gives Bristol a 1-point lead.
And credit to Robertson then, getting that offensive tap back, giving Raf the opportunity to go to the basket.
Svoboda, we're going to work on Thomas Edwards. There's going to be a blocking foul on the Flyers captain. And that will send Simon Svoboda to the line. Chance to retake the lead from the free throw line here. Well, this game has had it all here. Both teams have had chances to win this game, and it has come down to the free throw shooting. Brno 14 for 22 from the line. Flyers 17 for 23. Another missed free throw for Brno. A chance for them to just tie it up now on the second. Taboda makes the second, ties it up here. 83 points apiece, under 3 minutes to go. Elaine Lewis. Ball comes off the foot of Richard Balint. Substitution on the floor as Simon Svoboda comes on. I think there's something to do with his finger as he comes out of the game. Holpan comes back into the game for Brno. Johnson, screen from Robinson. Johnson almost loses it into the hands of Thomas Edwards. Shot clock at 5. Thomas Edwards, nowhere to go. Kendall Lewis pulls up from mid-range 2 and knocks it down.
Big shot, Kendall Lewis with the pull-up. Normally see him go to the basket, but that was silky and a big-time play.
Flyers on top by 2. Under 2.5 minutes to go in second overtime. Jaguars wide open for 3 and he can't convert from deep. The Flyers got away with one there.
Yeah, looking a bit tired now. The players out there. Jaguar looking a bit laboured, trying to reach in, knock it loose.
Here's Elaine Lewis. Splits the defense. Elaine Lewis, what a move. Dices his way inside and he'll go to the line to shoot 2 free throws. And you can see, Gareth, you know, Elaine Lewis has not been in the Flyers squad for too long, but these early signs we're seeing from him, his ability, especially on that pick and roll situation, to split the defense, go downhill, certainly get those paint touches and kick it out to open shooters. It looks very promising for this Flyers side.
Yeah, you can just feel he's just trying to work out his teammates, see where he fits in, what he's trying to do. But of all the players, he's probably played the least minutes of the game, sort of fairly restricted minutes in the regular time game. So, will this a bit of extra energy that he might have? Could that be the difference maker in this game? Big free throws from him, though.
Well, it gives Flyers a 4-point advantage with under 2 minutes to go in second overtime. Brown at the elbow. His shot is short. Rebound by Johnson. And you feel that fatigue starting to come into play here. 1.5 minutes to go. Johnson. It's going to be an offensive foul. It's going to be an offensive foul against Kendall Lewis. See him just fighting inside there. And it will be turned over to Basket Brno. Still plenty of time left in this game. Well, it's crunch time here. Can the Flyers hold out and claim their first European win of the season? Or can Basket Brno pick up the win and improve to 2-1? Oh, it's stolen by the Flyers. Great hands by Elaine Lewis. Flyers 2-on-1 into Damon Robinson off the glass and in. And he's all fired up after that one. Timeout Brno, because Bristol Flyers have taken their biggest lead of the game.
Yeah, that was Elaine Lewis getting his hands in the pass lane, leading the charge. They're just excited. He managed to get that important turnover. He probably could have gone himself, but opted to dish it up. Damon Robinson with the big play. And you feel now, Brno have got it all to do. Still plenty of time to get back in the game, but Flyers on a bit of a roll.
I was going to say, there's still plenty of time in this game. 1 minute, 10 seconds to go in double overtime. Just a 6-point lead for Coach Kapoulis' Flyers away from home. Keely Johnson now up to 22 points to go along with 5 rebounds, 5 assists as well. Damon Robinson, 19 points now for the Flyers to go along with 4 rebounds, 7 for 13 from the field as well, including this made layup to give Bristol their biggest lead of the game. And Coach Kapoulis now, it's eat up a lot of that clock, isn't it? I guess that's what he's saying right now in his timeout. Eat up the clock and execute on the defensive end, and that should see them through here.
Yeah, protect the ball. You kind of feel Brno are going to kind of chase it, maybe look to foul, so just keep composed, make good passes, look after the ball. There's going to be hands flying in.
Well, here we go then. All 10 players back out there on the court. 1 minute and 10 seconds to go in double overtime. Here's Polpan. Skip pass to Balint. He fires up another three. Tough three-point jumper for Richard Balint. And just like that, it's down to 3. Under a minute to go. Big possession here for the Bristol Flyers. They need to execute on the offensive end. And then Lewis is into a double team here. Nowhere to go. Finds Kendall Lewis. Shot clock down to 5. They've got to go to work here, the Flyers. Keely Johnson, a leaning 3.
Big shot.
Keely Johnson, ice in the veins, knocks it down. And that could quite well be the game, but there's a 3-pointer at the other end that is knocked down. And Svoboda says this game's not finished yet. Oh, it's stolen away. There's a 3 from Brown. And Brown can't get it to go, but there's an offensive rebound.
Turnover.
And it's turned over. And just like that, wow. You thought this game was going to come to a tense finish, and it has. Just when you felt Keely Johnson had put the game out of reach with a 3, Svoboda responds with a triple at the other end.
Just resetting the shot clock, or the game clock.
13, I think, on the game clock. So it is a 3-point lead for the Flyers. 13 seconds left here. You just need to get it in and get fouled, really. Ball is in. Oh, it's not loose. And it was a risky pass. 1 second has been shaved off the game clock, though. They cannot afford to turn it over on this inbound pass. Need to get it in here, the Flyers. Ball into Robinson. Kicks it out to Kendall Lewis, and he is fouled in the end. Shaved off some valuable seconds off the clock. And it will be Kendall Lewis. Chance to put this game away from the free throw line.
And Polpan's taking a seat. I don't know if he's fouled out or not, but he's gone straight to the bench.
That is his 5th personal foul. So he finishes with 6 points, 5 assists, and 5 fouls this afternoon.
And this is a big free throw here. One of these.
Just needs to make one, really, doesn't he?
Give Flyers a little bit of breathing space. And that's it.
The first. That makes it a 2-possession game with 8 seconds to go. This one surely will be the icing on the cake. Can't get it to go. It is a 4-point lead for the Flyers. 5 seconds left. Balint with the 3 is short. The rebound is secured. And that will do it. Bristol Flyers, it took double overtime to do it. But Coach Kapoulis' side will pick up their first ENBL win of the season against Basket Brno out in Czechia. And it came down to free throws, Gareth. The Flyers with their first win of the ENBL campaign this season, and that will be, Coach Kapoulis and his team will be delighted with that result. They came back from a double-digit deficit twice to come out on top in double overtime.
Yeah, exactly. The resilience of this Bristol Flyers team. Brno had opportunities to win the game, and Flyers in that last spell of the of overtime, in that second overtime, really stamped their authority on the game. And Brno had opportunities to make some big shots, but you felt Flyers were more in control that quarter and deserved to win the game on that performance.
Well, make sure you don't go away anywhere, because after the break, Gareth and I are going to break down all the action from today's game.
No one goes further than ATPI to get our customers and understand what you need. We know that different people, in different roles, in different industries, need different things. And you want a specialist to deliver what really matters. We know the way your business works and what you need to get the job done. We're on call at any time, getting your teams almost anywhere. When the trip goes from A to B to Z, we make it hassle-free. At ATPI, our purpose is clear. Through our group of specialist businesses, ATPI Corporate Travel, Marine Travel and Energy Travel, Mining Travel, Events, Sports Travel and Direct ATPI, we will deliver what really matters to you and your organisation. ATPI, delivering what really matters.
Where champions emerge and redefine the game, where limits are tested and greatness is unleashed. This is when legends are born. Super League Basketball. A new dawn is here.
ENBL. Ice in the veins. Ice, 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 ice in the veins. ENBL. Ice in the veins. Ice in the veins. Ice, 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 ice in the veins. ENBL.
Bend my shank, they call my phone when they know I'm free. Just give me a few days, I'm out this pack. I ain't gonna touch no ball, not me. Like you won't come back and play no grass. I could've got put hand cuffed, don't see my taking chance, losing chance. I ain't not taking chance.
Welcome back to Flyers TV, powered by ATPI, where Bristol Flyers have just picked up their first ENBL win of the season, and what a dramatic way to do it, Gareth. They trailed by double digits. It took 2 comebacks and 2 periods of overtime to come out on top, 93 points to 89.
Yeah, a resilient Flyers performance on the road. Difficult place to go to. You know, very doing very well in the league. I only played 2 games, but splitting that record 50-50, doing well in the Czech league. So yeah, massive performance to get over the line. Dug themselves out of a hole. We sort of talked about it pre-game as well. They tend to get themselves in holes, dig themselves out, gave them an opportunity to win it in the second overtime, double overtime, and put the game away.
Well, let's take a look at some of the key moments from that second half, and Keely Johnson led the way for Bristol Flyers. This was a breakaway dunk which forced the first overtime period from Kendall Lewis, and the Flyers, they got it done on the defensive end to really push it out into the extra period. Yeah, incredible amount of hands in the lane, steals at really crucial times, leading to transition offense and getting those baskets. So yeah, really top performance defensively in that last quarter and in overtime to lead to the Flyers getting an opportunity to win the game. And credit to Brno. I mean, everything the Flyers threw at them, Brno threw right back at Bristol. I mean, Richard Balint hitting that tough 3, Simon Svoboda with a big 3 off the back of a Keely Johnson 3, which was a triple you thought could put the game out of reach, and it really did go down to those final few possessions, didn't it? It did, and I really felt that Bristol Flyers, in terms of their conditioning as well, they looked
sort of less fatigued at the end of the game, which was massive on the defense, getting and pushing the basketball. Brno looked a little bit tired. They couldn't get the guys inside that had been so important for them in the game during regular time. Flyers just able to have that bit more energy and fight towards the end, and that really got them over the line in that second period of overtime.
How much do you feel that, we spoke about it in the game throughout, but free throw shooting, I mean, Brno had their chances to put the game away in overtime. They had their chances to put the game away in regulation time as well. How much will they be ruining over missed free throws this afternoon?
Yeah, they will. I'm sure the coach will look back and look at free throws, but it's what happens kind of during the game. Free throws can go either way, and it's pressure. There's a pressure there as well, being at home. Game's on the line. Brno had other opportunities to win the basketball game. Flyers ultimately took their opportunity in that second overtime to get the game, get the job done and take it win. But yeah, I'm sure they'll look at the free throw stats, and it'll be something they'll be working on during the week. But there's no replicating the pressure in those sorts of situations when you're out on the court and there's a game on the line.
Let's take a look at those final stats from this afternoon's game and the turnover count, Gareth. I'm not sure if it's on this graphic or not, but the turnover count, I mean, you talk about turnovers, 27, yeah, there you see it, 27 to 17. And that's really where the game, you spoke about the free throw percentage being poor as well, but the turnovers combined with that free throw percentage was ultimately where this game was won and lost.
Yeah, turnovers leading into transition and baskets. So yeah, 27 turnovers. That'll be probably more disappointing than possibly the free throws as well. That's an awful lot of turnovers to give away, even double overtime. But rebounding, 50 rebounds to 37. Basket Brno doing a great job on the glass there, massively outperforming the Flyers. We spoke about it at half time. But yeah, those turnovers proved very costly for Brno.
Great stuff. Well, it does mean Bristol Flyers have won their first ENBL game of the season. There is still a possibility that they could reach the playoff. They have to rely on other results going their way and pretty much win out for the rest of the way. But I'm sure that will be a very welcome performance for Coach Kapoulis' side going into two crucial games this weekend in the SLB Trophy semi-final. Don't forget, you can next watch the Flyers in action in the European North Basketball League in the new year when Dynamo Bucharest come to the SGS College Arena. Tickets are still available for that game over at bristolflyers.co.uk. Wednesday, January 15th is the tip-off. As you say, yeah, tickets available right now over at the Bristol Flyers website. Gareth, final thoughts from you. A very they made us wait for it. It was a very tense game towards the end of that one, but a big win for Flyers to win that one game ultimately.
Yeah, exactly, Joel. It was a massive win on the road and keeps that momentum going into domestic form. So yeah, good victory to get in the competition and also going forward in the season.
Great stuff. Well, that's going to do it for our coverage here on Flyers TV. For Gareth Till, I'm Joel Osborne saying so long, and we'll see you next time.
ENBL, ice in the veins, ice in the veins. ENBL, ice in the veins, ice in the veins.